here. Great to see everyone. Give everyone just a moment to find their way into the room, and we will get the festivities underway. Hope everyone has had a great week up to this point. It is going to be another great night. So, we're going to start the night like this. I asked a sure-footed sailor how, and he said, I have known many women, but there is only one sea. I saw the North Star once, and our old friend the Big Dipper, only the sea between us. Take away the sea, and I lift the dipper. Swing the handle of it. Drink from the brim of it. North Atlantic. Carl Sandburg. Welcome. Welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Yeah. We here, y'all. We excited. Good evening and welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You know how we do. We've been doing this quite well. Welcome to episode 134. Tonight is going to be an incredible one, as the other 133 have. As we do every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. If you're watching and you'd like to join us in the stream, the number's on your screen. 860-4964-4756. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Trust, we're going to show you why it's known as that. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right. So we would like to thank the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Bloomberg Philanthropies, the Howard Gilman Foundation, and the New York State Council on the Arts for hosting these free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/donate. Every increment, every amount counts, and we are very much appreciated. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech team in the Zoomverse. The one and only Matthew Model Keen. Jersey, shout out Jersey. My man in the building this evening, the one and only Brian Lee. Homie Kid Kuzza, the music man himself. That cat's all kinds of dope. Make sure you plug in with Brian Lee. Also, my man Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. All the way up in the BX. You know what that is. And this is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on. There's going to be some under construction things happening. So, make sure you plug in, all right? Tonight's theme, North Star, guided by purpose. Oh, man. When you start talking about purpose, it's about why you do what you do and how you do it. right? And everyone has a different reason. Everyone's North Star is different, right? I think North Star is subjective. Everyone has a North Star. Sometimes it's south, right? Sometimes your North Star is west. But what guides you and what purpose moves you in that way? All right. So that's what we're going to be looking at this evening. If your artwork is not on theme, that's still totally cool. We are still looking forward to all of your incredible artistry. All right. Next week's theme coming at you: open roads, journey's compass. Similar, but different. When you hit the open road, what do? Where do you go? Right? Where do you point your compass? Right? For those of us who are in the military, right, it's called an azimuth, right? You shoot an azimuth and you find out, okay, this is where I'm going, so this is the direction I have to go in, right? Sometimes your compass is internal, right? But where you go, when you hit the open road, where do you go? All right? Here's a look at the rest of the themes that we're going to be dealing with this month, ending with something tasty. All right. So let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your artistic performance. Have your artwork ready. We do have a full list this evening, and we want to make sure that we get to and through every one. All right. Artists, you have 4 minutes to rock. All right. 4 minutes plus a 30-second grace period. All right. Once you get up here and you start ripping, you will see a timer. All right. As it just jumped up on your screen, you will see that timer. All right. That timer is counting down. Once that timer reaches 0, you will hear a sound. All right. Then you will have 30 seconds to wrap it up, B. This is the sound. Once you hear that, all right, you need to be getting ready to wrap it up. All right. We do not want to mute anyone, but this is about respect. All right. Respect each other, respect the community, respect the mic. All right. Respect the venue and everyone involved. All right. We have reached the time of night and the day of the week that the artists come out and do what they do. All right. There may be some explicit lyricists, right? And some may bring about some triggering flashbacks. But the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship, other than any hate speech or any isms that people may use to manipulate, which will not be tolerated. Fuck around and get cute, you will get the boot up out of here. You know what I mean? Thou have been warned. This is a living, breathing trigger warning. All right? This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy, all of that exuberance with the audience. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. And depending on where you live, listen, the World Cup parties are still happening. All right? So share all that energy with the world, and it will return to you in the performance of your colleagues. All right. The guaranteed list tonight is closed. All right. Sign-ups begin 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to neweurican.org, click on full events calendar. You need that Thursday and that RSVP to get on the list. The artist RSVP. All right. Not the view. All right. Artists. And they won't populate until 24 hours before the show. Last night, the show was pretty much locked up after 3 minutes. So make sure you set your timer, folks. It's going down. All right. Tonight's list full of incredible artists that are going to engage your senses in different ways. This is what I love about Thursdays, is because we all get to have all our senses enlightened and engaged like no other place that I've ever been. All right. So let's get to it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? Ah, man, it is great to see all of you. Joeski Sea in the building. Peace to the God, Baba and Ngoma's here. Jedi Master's here. Lantern's here. Alan Gary. Captain of the street team in the building. Brian Enciso. Eike Waltz is here. LadyK in the building. Abraham Kimani, what's up? Peace to the priestess. Osunyoyin is here. Sam Harty is here. Jessie Marie, what up, though? Poetastic in the building. Terra Leigh, what up, Terra? Been a while. Daughter of Krypton, Finn Bell is here. Auntie April's here. Elizabeth Horn is here. Yo, this is an amazing night, man. You know what I mean? All the rowdy folks are in the building this evening. And it's gonna be a banger. Trust. All right, let's get to it. We'll post the list, tonight's list here in the chat. And we got a treat to start. We don't always get a chance to do this because it's not always like right in the jump. But anytime I get messages like this, I'm like, oh yeah, man. I'm already excited about this stuff. But yo, as soon as I get these messages, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So coming up first this evening, as this gentleman likes to do, starting our night with such energy, such a bright spirit, always with a rhyme that's right on time. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. This evening, you will be collaborating with one of the dopest cats around, the most eloquent writer in the world, the one and only Lantern Carrier. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this is going to work, but I know it's about to be incredible. Gentlemen, it is great to see you both. Please let the world know how they can connect with you. Take it away. The floor is yours. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. Thank you so much, Elemen2al. Me and our wonderful
greetings.
Greetings, brother.
Sweet. Well sound. They run their own mask, not realizing that the source of sense lies within its own being. The soul, unlike the air, knows its source, but the bodily temple is covered in ignorance, and as such clutches at that which seems familiar.
Like they always say, ignorance is bliss. Knowledge should be everyone's wish. Virtue to feed our hungry souls, so we can sparkle brighter than gold. The soul is fragile, yet it's not weak. Our adventure hasn't gone bleak.
The North Star is strikingly bright, and the rest of the stars move around it. It is close to the North Celestial Pole, serving as a natural guide for navigation. Like to orient themselves, all beings are in the process of navigating life.
Navigating life is a battlefield within a fight. But what's guidance without a little light? A bright star to brighten our darkened way. But our stories aren't just filled with gray. Follow your celestial road to the end. If you fall or fail, do it over again, my friend.
You know, stars the guiding principle, a beacon of hope representing alignment by the naturalization of its light. So too, hope and faith become invaluable humans when all else seems lost.
Hope can make you cope in your alignment. It's not an assignment to be in confinement. Your northern star is deeply within. Please embrace it and transcend. Remember, you are a sun and star. Let's take it here, near, there, and far.
I seek meaning from stars because they keep me focused in a direction that emanates light. They too are subjected to laws like the embryo of fetus. Who makes these laws?
Sometimes laws are made to be broken. You're not a rock, tree, statue, or token. Don't let these chains stagnate you. Remember, you are a breakthrough. You're not rooted in the ground. You are greatness remaining unbound.
I live in a world of Maya, illusion. The phenomena becomes my brightest star, filled with desires and promises of Eldorados like stars, AI, and palaces in space. The sensuality of ego and supremacy holds me in the vice of modern consumerism.
The ego can play tricks on us all. We can be big and tall, but still small. Ego doesn't give us unlimited power. It drives us crazy in minutes and hours. Please humble your endless desires in order to not be consumed by spitfires.
The illusion seems real, but is transitory in nature, and I am familiar with mundane mortality. In short, death is certain. What a paradox! The North Star of love shines, the light never sleeps, very pulse of being, and so continue apace.
Illusions are real, if you make them real. Illusions are nothing to a strong will. Fuel your will with everlasting love, from within or the skies right above. I know loving yourself is very hard, but take it easy and lose your guard.
On this pendulum of life, I swing on vicissitudes in joy and sorrow, on the supernal lap of God's love, facing challenges on my journey home. The light, Polaris, guides me constantly.
Life loves to swing us around, making us into clowns with frowns. If life was easy, we will be bored. We have to say what we are fighting for. We have many, many different reasons, but you know, dreams are always in seasons.
Held in the abyss of my own darkness, I see astute soldier breaking through the shadows, escaping the tunnel of Plato's chains.
Every black tunnel has light. You feel wrong, but you're right. Life always in the cracks. Black isn't always with kickbacks. Reach out towards your lighthouse. Please don't be a scared mouse.
Messengers of light descend within the Christ, Lord Buddha, Sri Krishna. Like mariners whose faith is inspired by stars, so too the light eventually guides me home.
Like prophets, have faith in yourself. I'm speaking for you and myself. Let your inner star guide you. Let your inner star fuel you.
One must be propelled by purpose, longing to remove constraints of insecurity and fear. Sometimes they hide in remorse, loneliness, or the need for survival. These emotions feed false patterns and dreams until one becomes depleted.
Don't let purpose rewrite your circuits. Everyone knows life is a big circus. You are a ringmaster and main attraction. Be the harvester of your own fraction. I know it could be tiresome sometimes, but you have to mix the lemons with limes.
Despondency holds me in chains, and the voice of procrastination haunts me incessantly. I awake from slumber, evolved through the adversity of an inequity where red lines are crossed, the rule of law stops until chaos and confusion behave like the North Star, pull me to the light celestial.
Use your light to awaken your humanity. Use your light to help society. Use your light to burn injustice. Use your light to ignite justice.
I am on a quest of inner hunger, striving to break these chains of shadows. In the world of mystery and wondrous bewilderment, nothing is without cause, meaning. May our goal become visible, guided by the star of love immortal. Let us pray. This has been the voices of Ed Poet and the Lantern Carrier. Thank you for listening, mi familia. Chismus Christ.
You know, they never cease to amaze me. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman and Lantern Carrier.
Wonderful.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I really liked how he kind of traded back and forth, and there are plenty of places where you seem to be kind of answering each other. That was kept a lot of real coherency going through the whole thing, and it just endless great lines.
Definitely. Definitely. You know, Lantern, you just have this way of bringing love into what you do. You have a way of just showing us that love can smile on our writing, even when you don't necessarily put it in there. And you and Eddie together, it's a supernova, really, because both of you have such a powerful, bright energy, and you write things like that, and you just, like you said, don't forget the sun is a star, right? It's just amazing work. Again, kind of like the Jedi Master was saying, it's just like no one's in competition in this piece. It's, each other just kind of picking up the next line and picking up the next one, and just, we're just having this conversation poetically. Lantern said the North Star of love on this pendulum of life, right? The light Polaris. Like, man, I love how you use language, Lantern. It really, really is amazing, man. Eddie, you just have a way of just sticking in these really, really positive lines. Illusions are real. Reach out to your lighthouse. Use your light to awaken humanity. It's just very concrete things. And I really appreciate how both of you approach this. It was amazing. Thank you both. Whew. All right. Yo, that's how you jump it off. I love it. All right, Starship is underway. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman right here, I love his style. I love his work. I love his voice. It's already radio ready. He writes the type of work that just sticks to your bones, a la Mr. Chicken Soup himself. The one and only Alan Gary in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. Friends, you can follow me on my Alan Gary Facebook page, and every day, an inspirational quote or two. Our theme tonight, North Star Guided by Purpose. I share with you two pieces. The first is from my vault. The second, brand spanking new. Here is Faith. You are my North Star, keeping the darkness at bay. When I look up or search within, you are not far. When I question and start to falter, my expression is a chagrin, fearing an end. But I know I can begin again. With a kernel of hope, more than meets the eye, big as Gibraltar, it will only grow larger than the sky. Manifesting my power, a humble kind of pride, challenges I encounter shall never crush me or prevent me from reaching my goal. I may not see you or hear a sound, but I know you are there. I can tell love is greater than fear. Within my being, my confidence is the spell. Benevolence, ever present, just takes my seeing. By manifesting what is inside with an embrace, everything is possible because I have faith. Now I present Prize. With you, I am able to rise and be strong. You bring me up, for this I am grateful. Your words are commanding, but never domineering. They are blanketed with warmth, supportive, not demanding. You know just when to listen, when to reach out, allowing me my space, sensing what I am about. By lending me a hand or an ear to hear my cries, you focus my empowerment. My life's purpose is my prize. Thank you.
Tell you, this dude is so serious with it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan Gary.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh. Wow. Alan, how you just approach working on your artistry? It just comes from such a very real place, right? Some very real things in here. A kernel of hope. A kernel of hope. I'm reminded of something I've heard in my church going days, having mustard seed faith, right? Something very small. It can become something so much more. Challenges I encounter will never crush me. And again, since we're just on the path of just all these sayings that we could plaster on anyone in the world, you said love is greater than fear. Sir, you could put that on cardboard boxes and people would buy them. Just saying. Um, and in the second poem, you said sensing what I am about. You focus my empowerment. And when you have something like that, that can just put you on that right path or refocus what you're doing, it's beyond powerful. So thank you, sir, for always being such an incredible author and writer and performer. You're just incredible, sir. Thank you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this artist, I saw her. There she is. This artist, she comes through. I love how she just describes settings that she's been in when she talks about the love that she has and how she's overcome some things in her life. She is just a reminder of how a whisper can turn into a roar. The one and only Sam Harty in the building. Come on, Sam, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
I wasn't sure I was going to get in the building tonight. I kept losing my connection, but I think it's stable now, so we'll get going. I wrote a few new poems, so I'm going to read them. The first one's called Belief System. Today I noticed my cats have a belief system. Athena is convinced the printer exists solely to frighten her. Charlie believes every grocery bag contains tuna. Cardboard boxes aren't always scary. They don't always have to mean leaving. Sometimes they mean an adventure is coming, a new home, a new challenge, Christmas presents, and always a new cat toy. I grew up believing silence meant something terrible was about to happen. Maybe I have a belief system too. I'm still learning that not every quiet room is lonely. Not every closed door is goodbye. Not every box means someone is leaving. Sometimes a box is just a box. The next one is called I Never Thought. I never thought I'd travel 6,000 miles for love. I never thought I'd know what the Bosphorus smelled like. I never thought I'd think of another country as home. I never thought I'd miss the mosque call to prayer. I never thought I'd fall in love with ordinary days. I never thought I'd write about things my family told me to never speak about. I never thought I'd make people cry with something I wrote. I never thought I'd discover courage isn't loud. I never thought I'd still be learning who I am in my 60s. I never thought I'd be the person giving someone else hope. I never thought I'd learn that silence was only the first draft. Truth came later. And I was talking to a friend of mine in text, and I told her that I felt it was almost impossible to explain the call to prayer that I love so much. So I wrote this poem. When the call to prayer played across Istanbul, I always stopped, closed my eyes, sitting there on the balcony, the wind moving through my hair. I drew one slow breath after another as though I could carry the whole city inside my lungs, as if somehow the words glided on the wind, rolling over rooftops, across the Bosporus Sea, finding me where I sat. I never understood every word. I didn't have to. For the first time, I understood what it felt like to be truly still and truly alive. My body folded into a city where I was only a visitor. Maybe it's one of those things language will never quite hold, but I will always remember the city that renewed my spirit, filled my lungs, and quietly reminded me that sometimes the soul understands long before the mind does. I still have 40 seconds, so I'm going to read this real quick. Where is it at? Might not have 40 seconds. Nope, don't have enough time. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing work, Sam. Goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Sam Harty.
Wonderful, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Bravo.
I really like that. I think it was the last one that you just did. That was really good.
Yeah, I really liked how, all three of those poems were kind of about where, poems hide or come from. And, the cats thing was about, how these pets kind of reveal stuff to you when you pay attention to them. And the second poem was like this list poem of the unexpected, and that was really cool because the unexpected is definitely where poems are waiting to be discovered.
Yeah,
And
I'm sorry I could barely hear you, Paul.
yeah,
Joeski.
because Joeski's playing.
Oh,
He's giving us
I am
background
so
music.
sorry. I apologize. I thought it was muted. So.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry.
No, and the last poem I was going to say, was this thing that is a kind of living prompt for you, the call to prayer that kind of is a moment of pause and reflection, and that always kind of provokes you to get in touch with your own spirit. So I kind of found all these three poems related by this, they all talked about where poems and inspiration are, and you find it all around you.
For sure. I think one of the biggest sentiments in that three pieces of poetry was, you said, I never understood all the words. I didn't have to, right? And that is the power of just music, right? They said, music will soothe the savage beast. It soothes the soul. I believe it has, necromancer type powers. Really, music is a very, very powerful thing. And when someone is singing with all their soul to something that they believe in, there's even more to it, right? So I appreciate that, that you even took the time to try to explain to this person. It is something else. I love the cats. It's just amazing. Sometimes a cardboard box is just a box. You know what I mean? Thank you, Sam, for sharing your incredible work with us. Amazing as always. All right, coming up next. This gentleman, love when he comes through. Last week he did an impromptu duet with his beautiful wife, Deneen. Shout out, Deneen. This gentleman comes through, man, and I love when he has his instrument on because the two of them together have such a sonic synergy that it just puts our week into balance. He always does it. He's been doing it for years. Tonight it's going to be no different. The one and only Joeski Sea in the building. Come on, Joeski, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Hey, Elemental. Apologies, Sam. I had no idea I wasn't muted. Coming through?
Like a rock star, Joeski. Let's go.
Okay. 2 years ago, the world lost a friend when the poet Gonzalez left us. And Gustav would always preface his performances, or when he hosted an open mic, by quoting words made famous by John Lewis. So I wrote this song for Gustav, and this is called Bed of Poems. Let's make some good trouble. I could always count on you. Do your best to fix this mess. Spit a poem or two. Truth is the power in your words. Truth is the power what I heard. Let's make some good trouble. Heard the words you said. Let's make some good trouble, even while you're in that bed. Let's make some good trouble, like John Lewis said. You can rest now upon this bed of poems. You can rest now upon this bed of poems. Washington Square, a borrowed mic, your words in flight. I remember you there, it felt like freedom. Let's make some good trouble, I could always count on you. Speaking truth to power, spit a poem or two. Hearts in migration, send you love. Hearts in migration, send you love. Let's make some good trouble. Heard the words you said. Let's make some good trouble, even while you're in that bed. Let's make some good trouble, like John Lewis said. You can rest now upon this bed of poems. You can rest now upon this bed of poems. You can rest now upon this bed of poems. So I think of Gustav in these days. Sometimes when I don't know what to do, I remember Gustav and I remember his words, and he helps me. Just saying.
Thank you, Joeski. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joeski Sea.
Joeski, thank you.
Thanks so much for doing that, Joeski. That really brought, Gustav here and made him presence. He really, Gustav was a great poet. He had this very kind of layered spirit. He was very lighthearted, but he was also incredibly seriously virulently, sarcastically inhumored. And he was also this really important catalyst for that point in time, that he really connected so many of us with each other.
Did. It's never easy to lose a family member. And that is what Gustav is. He just came to our community and was just so dedicated and so committed. Thank you, Joeski, for keeping his memory alive and well in the spaces that he gave his heart, gave his love and his passion. Thank you. Thank you, Joeski. Also, recently, another member of our community passed away. For those who may have remembered Lamar Mitchell, aka Khalifa Mitchell, he had been to our community many times. Incredible wordsmith, happened to pass away last week. So we really, send prayers and blessings to their families and keep their memories alive and well. All right, let's keep it going. Before I do, I wanted to say what's up to our resident descendant of the Starship Enterprise, one and only Garland Thompson, as well as Professor Oso Lobo himself, the one and only Bear Wolf, came in the building. Great to see you, bro. For real great to see you, man. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this incredible artist. I tell her all the time, she is just a blessing when she shows up. She is one of my spiritual advisors. She continues to feed me information that just feeds my brain, and just I always say it makes me worse, but it just makes me more intense in what I do and how I do it. So I'm so very appreciative of her all the time. The one and only Osunyoyin in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Lately, I can be found scribbling 2 or 3 lines, trying to put together a whole poem. I just get these little inspirations coming through. So I'll let you know when there's one of these. This particular piece I'm doing tonight, I wrote during the 30-30, and I just picked it to read tonight because I happen to use the phrase, the North Star, in this poem. Okay. We cannot endorse your evil with silence. We cannot endorse your crimes or your virulently contagious pandemic plague and terminal illness of greed. Not your intentional, thoughtless, careless acts against us. Not your abuse in a delusional quest for power that was never yours in the first place. How many times must you lose that fight before you realize that the real battle is within? In respect and honor of the black and red bloodshed of our ancestors that gave us righteous examples to follow, our internal North Star, our constant resurrection reborn in our genes, and our eternity of spirit, we see and know that those battles were fought with iron will and iron weapons forged in Ogun's fire and Ashe, are our invincible weapons towards victory. Justice is one of the many children of divine cosmic order, born from the brilliant orange explosion of Kinte in our Kinte cloth, brilliant with the essence of creation. The restoration of justice returns our world in all of its expressions to balance. Justice is not blind. Her twin brother is truth. 2 in 1. They see everything. The scales of divine balance hold the key to supreme order. You can't hide. Then there's this real short piece here. I didn't want to come here. I was sent. I wasn't sent to fit in. I was sent to stand out. Sent to stand and shift your viewpoint in focus in the universe. Your soul isn't yours to sell, but it can get lost on the shelf of no return. You belong to the universe, part of the divine collective with a purpose. Figure it out. There is no individual ownership. You are but one cell in the body of God. Will you become a cancer or multiply in strength in every blooming perfection? It's your choice.
Yo. You're amazing. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Oshun. Yo, yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, shoot. Thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful, Oshun.
You are one cell in the body of God. I like how the first poem started out as this kind of calling out poem. You know, we all know about speaking truth to power, but you were speaking truth to idiocy. And that was really cool.
That part.
Thank you. I love the way you put that. I want you to know, Paul, that all of your daggone commentaries are poems in and of themselves. I'm jealous of the way you do that. You're so brilliant. I want you to know that.
Oh, I'm humbled. I'm humbled by that. Thank you.
See, it's not just me. It's not just me. Just saying, it's not just me. Cause see, if I would have said that, he's like, you're just saying that. So I'm glad that I'm glad you let him know that, priestess. I love this poem, these poems, simply because of you mentioned the divine cosmic order, as well as the kente cloth. Something about those things, but the line that just got me again, I'd put this on a shirt. I would, and I would rock the hell out of it. You said, "I didn't come here. I was sent. I was sent," which means I have a purpose. It would behoove you to stay out of my way. Just amazing, just amazing. Thank you so much for doing what you do, priestess. Truly. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman, for real, man. Like, I truly enjoy what he does because he does it extremely well. One of the hardest working men in poetry. He is the author of 13 Poets for a Pigeon Kiss, as well as The Bald Raven. Plus, he does a pretty mean Viking row. If you know, you know. I like to call him the Vincent Price of poetry. The one and only Eike Waltz in the building. Come on, Ike, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Who is talking? Poetry and politics, and ingathering. Deadbeat exploitation. Poetry distorts. Poetry enhances. Poets are guardian gods and angels surrounded by gender surrender. It's like an AA meeting, the critics say. Well, everybody cooks their stew. They cook themselves. Everybody supports everybody's ingredients. Everybody steers everybody's pot with the same emphasis. Or I am supported by poets of the therapeutic, applauding what the misery of the self-serving secret critics like to call all soaked in the ego fat. 1963, my first book called Gänseblümchen, all Sturm and Drang, abstract romanticism, and a family member of my favorite author, Stefan Zweig, criticized. Stick to reality. Do not bore us with saying so sweet compositions of the obvious. Don't tell us your mundane problems. Tell me excitement. I should be told. Don't lecture me, capture me. Proverbial phrases are for the dead to say. As for proverbial phrases, Plato wanted to banish poets from his republic because they can make lies seem like truth. Shelley thought poets were the acknowledged legislators of the world, and Auden insisted that poetry makes nothing happen. There are many kinds of political poems, of course, and the reason for writing them. The politics of poetry. And David Orr says, rare is the poet who doesn't view himself as deeply invested in political life, and yet the compromised and frequently idiotic business of democracy, which is, for all its flaws, the way most political changes occur in this country, rarely attracts the attention of our best poets. Is this the inevitable order of things? Lucia Perillo, on the Poetry Foundation's Harriet blog, said, why are contemporary poets generally aligned with the left? And this land is our land. David Beispiel, the poet, said, America's poets are a minimal presence in American civic discourse and a minuscule public role in the life of American democracy. Carolyn Kaiser, the poet, says, the poets are going home to the blooded, haunted villages. And there is a stupid meditation on peace by Robert Pinsky. And the poet said, in peace, Is peace merely a vacuum, the negative of creation, or the absence of war? The teaching says peace is a positive energy. Still, something in me resists that sweet milk. Howard Nimeroff, the poet, said, no bars are set to close, to mesh, to find, to keep me from the eagle and the lion. Rachel Zucker, the poet, said, it's true that I do not usually sit down to write about something, but increasingly I want poems to be something important and meaningful, and I want poetry not just to be something or to be about something, but to do something. And the nature of political power, it's from poetry off the shelf. Robert Lowell's July in Washington puts America in a vegetable context. Thank you.
I don't know how that dude does it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike Waltz.
America in a vegetable context.
Bravo, Ike. Bravo.
Wonderful,
I'm
Ike.
out.
Yeah, that is so great for you to take apart how poetry, the poetry world takes itself apart so constantly. I just never get this thing about in American culture, whether it's art or literature or film or whatever discipline, where the practitioners are always in combat and arguing and fighting with each other. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I really liked how you started the poem with this kind of allegory or metaphor of the kind of the poetry pot of stew. That was really ringing true to me. And I think, everyone in this space, we've all run up against this huge bias that exists in a very large part of American society or culture, where there's this huge, people do not want poetry to be instrumental in any way. One of the examples of the guy who was criticizing your first book, his whole argument was really, don't make your poems instrumental. Basically, they're just supposed to be fluff, a distraction. And that's what a space like this goes against. It's this really horrible legacy of bourgeois culture that separates art from our daily lives. It makes art and the experience of it a privilege that we have to pay for. And I just really hearing your poem kind of underneath this display of, how you kind of just take apart piece by piece this poetry world fighting against its own self. Underneath that, is your advocacy to just let creativity be what it is. However, the person who's manifesting it for us brings it to us. That's a gift.
That is a gift. My mama says all the time, she used to say it a lot more, never look a gift horse in the mouth, right? And when you hear poets doing what poets do, you have to realize it's a blessing, right? Poets aren't trying to sell you a thing, trying to put you up on game, right? Let you know what's really happening in the world. That's our charge. Ike, this poem, you said, while everyone cooks their stew, poets cook themselves. Damn it, man. That is just so beautiful on so many levels. Proverbial praises are for the dead to say. Poetry makes nothing happen. Why are contemporary poets traditionally aligned with the left? Well, when you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, you're right. I mean, you know what I mean. Amazing, Ike. Thank you for what you do, sir. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you. Shout out Mary Jane who came in the building. All right, let's keep it going. Three more, and we'll go to halftime. Coming up next, I want to say this is the first time that she's been in the first half. But listen, this poet rocks. You have been doing what I used to do, right? And what I mean by that is every week I would come on here and I would rip my poem, and then the next day I would spend the day taking that piece out and just broadcasting it to the world. Like, yo, man, like I was doing this thing. Like, you got to see I was doing this thing. So I appreciate your diligence when it comes to that. It's important for the world to know that you're sharing your art and you're serious about your art. And the people who don't take you serious, then the one and only Auntie April in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
This is called North Star. I'm tired of speaking. I talk until I scream until my voice collapses. Then I hum until my ancestors hear lifting my voice whenever it relapses. They tell me to sing out loud until every depression leaves me. Yet singing comes out in a shriek, unable to find the right frequency. My cries rinsed and repeat. Still, I say my piece, the only word never spoken, retreat. I clasp my hands, clear my throat, begin again, humming towards the North Star, guiding my way. And while I question every second of the day, I'm never led astray. I wake and gaze into the light, but my thoughts eclipse the morning into night. I shut my eyes until the sun peeks from behind the moon, smiling. How am I so divided? I have a purpose, and my moral compass has never been undecided. But conviction wears heavy when the fight's never done, as clarity doesn't flow easy when the war's never won. If I can't raise my voice as high as the listening skies, then my dreams will go deaf, and soon they will die. Death is too easy, so the stony road is my path. My feet weary, legs remain steady, so I laugh. Without these wounds, I'll arrive, no less in gain. And the view is less glamorous from the mountaintop without the pain. I sang a song full of faith, still unborn hope died. It wasn't until I accepted what was, it revived, and I sighed. I howled into the dark, refusing complacency in the face of tyranny, staying true to the music in my heart. I will not go quietly. Fossilized fear. Saying I must meet all your friends and make them pose for pictures doesn't make me crazy, or hiding behind a tree after they say they'll see you at 3. I feared you'd drown, so I taught you to swim. I taught you how to survive loss, but not always how to win. I feared you'd be touched, so I taught you your body was yours, that no hand belongs behind closed doors. I prayed those lessons wouldn't harden your heart or leave your future love afraid to start. So you could defend yourself. I put you in Taekwondo at 3. You stayed gentle until they mistook your kindness for weak. Then I told you hit back, not because I wanted violence, but because I wanted you to come back. I feared a bullet, so I moved us out the hood. I feared disease, so I explained the birds and bees the best I could. You hated every conversation. Was 12 too young? Or in a world like this, did I wait too long? No phone until 14, thinking childhood stayed safe at home. I feared you'd get too comfortable being lonely and alone. I feared distracted feet. Sorry. I lost my place. No. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I feared distracted feet would meet a speeding car. I feared the cycle I'd escape wasn't really very far. I feared you'd fall behind, so homework errors earned a spank. Small hands shaking over subtraction, mistaking fear for a math you couldn't quite track. God, how I wish I could take that back. Still survival outranked success. Trying to save your life, I made such a mess. I wonder if staying with your father taught you the wrong lesson. Did I leave in time or pass my fear like an inheritance? Children hanging from branches, yet somehow we're told trees tied the rope. Kids cut down while begging for mercy, stripping hope. A boy beneath the water, the truth sinking with him. Tell me not to panic, but history keeps proving my instincts. I question every choice I made. My trauma, my history all became your weight. I never meant for my love to be ruled by fear. I just wanted you to make it here. I thought I carried pain with grace and dignity, but armor sometimes looks like hostility. The truth is, I stayed afraid enough for us two, hoping my fear would become courage inside of you. So when I confronted gang, where they jumped you, call me irrational. When I asked where you are and when you'll return, call me impossible. Tell me you hate me, but please heal from everything, especially me. So call me crazy. If that's what you see, at least you're still here to say it to me. Yes, I yelled until discipline became your own. Now I'm sorry that my voice still echoes in your bones. I am only a mother trying to make sure her child makes it home. Poem.
Oh, yo, that's work. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Auntie April.
That was amazing. Man, as a parent, oh man,
Bravo.
that was amazing.
Yeah, I get just some always really swept up by I think, I've said this maybe last week or the last time you were here, how your work overall really is about vitality. It's just about life force and how you apply it to your own life, and how just the inertia of that, it enables you to just continually overcome. I really liked the first poem because it was kind of talking about the ancestral well of this vitality, as a life force. This line, "Death is too easy," that really points up your whole orientation. And the second poem was just so poignant. Survival outranks success. In today's world, that's, I guess, in large part how to be a successful mother.
One thing I really want to say, in your poem, you said, "You're only a mother." African proverb tells us the mother is second only to God, so there's no such thing as only a mother.
Oh,
There you go.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love the dismount of this second poem. I absolutely love the dismount. Like, that's a perfect 10 on the dismount for me. You said, now my words are just echoing in your bones, but I'm just a mother hoping that you make it home. Damn it. Damn it. Like, sometimes, when I would come in late, my mom wasn't always like, "Oh, I'm so glad you made it." It's more like, "Damn it, where you been? Why are you so late?" It's crazy in the streets. But it was because, I just want you to be home, and I'm glad you're home. And so, for you to say that, is 12 too young to say stuff like that? Absolutely not. Because predators don't think 12 is too young. Believe that. Believe that. Amazing. Amazing. Like, you have such a way to say, you know what? This is what it is. This is what I've done for you. Right? Talk is cheap. I'm going to show you what it's about. Right? Partner of mine used to say, don't tell me you told me. Tell me you showed me. And that's what this poem does. Amazing work. Appreciate you, April. Truly. All right. Two more. We'll go to halftime. Coming up next, our resident reggaeton artist is in the building. Shout out Jersey in the building. This gentleman puts in work. If you haven't heard his album on YouTube yet, go check it out. Do yourself a favor. Plug in with this cat. He works some more with it. Flow locked in and everything. The one and only Brian Enciso in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Thanks, Elemental. I'm sharing the playlist in YouTube on the chat if anybody wants to check it out. I'm gonna try to One is a new one and old one with music. This one, this one's called Beach in the Winter. Mornings in January always brought a certain vibe. Rooms empty on an eerie quiet, dressed in snow white. The room is brisk. I can see each breath I make. Decked in two hoodies cause the heater won't activate. The walls are arguing. The news is breaking. Foul mood already can't be fixed with eggs and bacon. Fuck it. Grab the keys, went southbound to Belmar and break away for a while. Be around no one. Not trying to be a contrarian for the sake of it. I favor it. Out in the open yet private. Just me chilling with the sand beneath my boots. No one else outside. A lot. Got no clue how cool the freezing air can feel like it's numbing you. Can't climb mountains or fly somewhere, so this'll do. A perfect spot to think it through alone. A hunt to play. Mother Nature's no distraction zone. Feeling frigid, watching the ocean makes it worth it. Experience further enhanced with liquor mixed in it. Couple swigs in, almost wanna take a dive, but the chilly wind always sneaking up on your spine. Always sobers the mind, widen the eyes, internal sunrise. Awake now, felt that jolt of surprise. This is what they mean when they say it's the small things in life. Reconsider everything once believe is right. If I'm honest with myself, I don't miss being a kid. I just miss the days without the panicking. What'll happen tomorrow? What can go wrong today? Will I be okay? Is it wrong tonight? You want a family? That's that's the first one. This one is I'm gonna try with some music that I made for this one, so don't know if you'll hear it. Algún día todo está quieto, siento nada, nervioso ni miedo, la aire simple para respirar, mi espalda ni hace bulla, mente claro, no dolor en los dientes, el café tiene más sabor que antes, el sol está más brillante que ayer, las noticias no causando más estrés, la gente parece más relajado, rentes y utilidades todo pagado, las cocinas y frigidores todo lleno, todo perfecto, sería un sueño. Me quedo durmiendo mejor, pero no, los voces todavía los escucho. Sin preocupación si pierdo mi trabajo. Hace años en mi cuenta tengo guardado para cubrir la familia entera por un año. Si un problema siempre tienes tiempo para solucionar, no hay apuro. Descánsate un rato, cuida tu cerebro. El trabajo paga bien, cualquiera que haces. Al fin de mes, el cheque siempre corresponde a que tú haces cada semana que reportes, jefe hace más, pero yo estoy más confortable con mi casita, amigos y mi barrio. Suena bien, ¿no? Mi mundo imaginario. All right, that's it.
Oh, I told y'all, this cat is locked in. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Brian Enciso.
Yeah, Brian. Woo. All right, Brian.
So, Brian, I totally connected with this and identified with this first piece about, going to a place that, the beach out of season, that whole thing about seeking a place that, kind of provides a sort of isolation of your spirit. You're going to a place that is kind of austere and in some ways kind of chastening because as an environment, physical environment, it's a little bit hostile. Most people wouldn't seek that out, right? But you're kind of drawn to it because you can be alone with yourself and you can hear your own self really clearly in that environment. I used to do the same thing when I lived in Chicago. In February, I would go down to the breakwater on the lake. It could be -10, and I would just put on 3 coats and go stand on that breakwater. And because it was just so invigorating, I felt so alive doing that. So I just wanted to say that. I just really connected with that poem. I'm going to have to listen to the second one when it gets posted up on YouTube because I'm totally into just the final phrase there, mundo imaginario. I want to know more about that.
It's still both and still a work of progress, but yeah, I'll let you guys know when it's up, when there's more up.
Yeah, I like the really short length of them too. They're just really quick takes on things, and you do it so efficiently.
Thank you.
Again, I just appreciate the fact that your flow is locked in, man. Like, you could be reading anything, but when you have your flow locked in like that, it speaks to your style, right? There is no imitating. There is no, oh, I almost caught a glimpse of or a sound of someone else. Nah, that's all you, man. And I really, really appreciate that. It takes real strength, man, to step out and just be your authentic self. And that's always what I hear when I hear your work, man. So I really, really appreciate that. Keep doing it. Keep writing. Keep putting out that music, man. For real. All right. One more artist and we will go to halftime. Shout out Spellbound in the building. Medusa Was Black. Crept in. She is amazing. All right. Coming up next, talking about amazing. This artist, I tell her she's like living the rock star life, right? She is a nationally ranked poet. She is a final stage staple. Every competition that I've been to, she's been on final stage. She rocks with the best of them and has beaten the rest of them. She continues to do what she does at the highest level, and it only just continues to get better. Trust. The one and only LadyK in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Hi, everybody. Okay, I wrote towards the theme. I don't know how long it is, so I'm just gonna get started. And it's called, I'm gonna put links in the comment section when I'm done. I am nominated for some spoken word awards. It's like a people's choice type thing. Y'all can vote for me if you so please. I will put the links to vote for me after I'm done. Okay. I couldn't think of a creative title. I just called it North Star. And I went back and forth. I wrote like a few versions because I don't know. I couldn't settle on how I felt about it, but this is what I got. The older I get, the less I believe people are lost. I think people keep confusing convenience for conviction, calling shortcuts destiny, calling comfort courage, calling neutrality peace, as if sitting still has ever stopped a moving train. By day, I review procedures, not people, procedures. Page after page of policies, flowcharts, decision trees, every one of them asking the same question. What was this process designed to accomplish? Because every procedure begins with purpose. Somebody somewhere looked at a problem and believed there had to be a better way. Funny, I think humanity could use a procedural review because somewhere between intention and implementation, we drifted. The most dangerous thing about drift is that it rarely announces itself. Nobody wakes up saying, today, I'd like to become the villain. No, drift sounds like it's just how we've always done it. That's not my problem. It was just I was just following orders. History has heard every one of those excuses before because history doesn't repeat, people do. History just keeps the records. We become so loyal to procedure, we forget the purpose. So loyal to policy, we forget the peak weight. We become so loyal to procedure, we forget the purpose. So loyal to policy, we forget the people. So loyal to tradition, we forget the truth. So loyal to winning, we forget what victory was supposed to cost. We treat ethics like they expire, like justice comes with terms and conditions, like empathy is somehow a luxury item. Babies don't arrive prejudiced. Nobody exits a womb already fluent in hate. Bigotry isn't hereditary, it's an inheritance. One generation's unfinished sentence placed gently inside another child's mouth. Tell me, how many systems are still operating long after they've stopped serving the people they were written for? How many laws have outlived their morality? How many traditions keep breathing simply because no one had the courage to ask, does it still accomplish what it was meant to? Every procedure has an objective. Every objective has an intended outcome. So answer me this. If the outcome keeps producing racism, poverty, misogyny, book bans, children terrified to be themselves, communities treated as disposable, who keeps signing off that the procedure is working? somewhere between version 1 and whatever this country has become. Somebody confused revision with regression. Humanity has become so obsessed with compliance, we've forgotten what we were trying to accomplish. Maybe the problem was never the North Star. Maybe we spent centuries trying to convince ourselves that South was North because enough people agreed on the map. A compass doesn't create north, it reveals it. Truth works the same way. It doesn't care how many people vote against it. Right doesn't become wrong because it's unpopular. Wrong doesn't become righteous because it's profitable. Morality should not require a committee. People tell me every poem sounds like I'm trying to save the world. Maybe. Because somewhere along the way, I realized my voice was never given to me as a reward. It was entrusted to me as a responsibility, and responsibility doesn't ask permission to speak. I'm agreed. Stories go places laws can't. A poem can cross borders. Legislation never will. Stories slip past locked hearts, sit down inside a conscious, rearrange the furniture, leave the lights on when denial would rather be fast asleep. My purpose has never been comfort. Comfort rarely changes anything. My purpose is interruption. To become the question, you can't stop hearing the splinter in civilization's conscious. The poem that follows you home and starts unpacking before you do. So yes, I'll keep ramming these poems down the throat of complacency, not because I enjoy conflict, because CPR looks violent to people who've forgotten what saving a life looks like.
CPR. Unmute yourself. Give it up for LadyK.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to hear that keep going. I'm sorry.
There was more. I just stopped because I was overtired.
I know that feeling. LadyK, how in the world could you ever be nominated for an award? Just kidding. I'm totally down with this theme about how, the sort of goal becomes the procedure itself, the procedural irrationality of everything. Is that, what's that old saying? Insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just continue to really enjoy your not exactly quiet rage. This great line near the end: stories go where laws don't go.
Yeah, it took me a long time to be okay with my voice resonating outside of me. And I think I'm kind of getting comfortable with it every once in a while.
Yeah, well, sometimes we just suggesting we have to be a little more generous with ourselves than we've been taught to be, It's a kind of self-indulgence, really, and nobody should shy away from it. That's what I say.
Absolutely not. You have some just amazing lines in here. Like I said, she rocks with the best of them, and that's why she beat the rest of them. There's just some heavyweight blows in here, really. No one wakes up and says, "Today I'd like to become the villain." A procedural review, like you said, history doesn't repeat itself. People do. History just keeps the record. Damn it. Who keeps signing off that the procedure is working? Just saying. The North was South because enough people agreed on the map. A wrong decision, wrong doesn't become righteous because it's profitable. Golly, like you dig deep in your work, and I'm thankful that there are poets that just kind of fling themselves into their work, because you can feel their work coming through, and your work just does that every time. If I've seen you on stage or I've seen you on the screen, you just give it your all, and it always comes out that way. So thank you for just being a whole poet. Amazing. All right, been an incredible half, but we have reached halftime. This is when you get a chance to stretch your legs, refresh your drink. I'm going to give you some information about what the New Eurekan Poets Cafe is up to. And so we will be back in about 5 minutes, folks. All right, stay tuned. I will see you shortly. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the online open mic with the greatest community in the world. Week after week, you keep this flame of artistry burning with a light that transcends time, distance, and borders. Now, welcome to the Halftime Report. I'm your correspondent. My name is Elemen2al, bringing you the latest news and upcoming events proudly presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and as always, keep creating. The New Eurekan Bowery Slam, happening every Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club in New York City, hosted by Luna Rosa and Jay Rose. Winner receives a $20 cash prize and a chance to compete in the final Friday Slam. Occurring on the last Friday of the month at the Lower East Side Center at 7 p.m. Hosted by Matthew Marroquin and Paul Conqueso. Winners from the New Eurekan Bowery Slam compete against each other for a $100 cash prize and a chance to compete in our annual Grand Slam. Plus, there's the Twilight Hour open mic hosted by La Bruja. Make sure you come through. For more details on the slam season, including rules, winners, and current year scoreboard, go to neweurekan.org/slam. Our open mics at the Lower East Side and Center are all kinds of incredible. The venue records high-quality audio and video of all performances, and they are live streamed to the Lower East Siders and New Eurekan YouTube channels. All except our first Wednesday of every month, we have Women's Orator Wednesday, aka WOW, hosted by 2024 Grand Slam champion Somebody's Mama. The remaining Wednesdays of the month, we have the New Eurekan Open Mic, hosted by Brian Acosta Aria, aka Brian the Motel Guy. Make sure you plug in. It is going to be something special. Our online programs, which are absolutely free, include the online open mic hosted by yours truly, weekly on Thursdays via Zoom and live stream on YouTube. All styles are welcome. Every artist has 4 minutes to rock with new themes every week. The second Tuesday of every month via Zoom, we have the Slam Workshop facilitated by the 2015 Grand Slam champion Joel Francois. This is theory and practice. Don't miss it. Get your tickets today. There are many other in-person and online events coming up. For info and tickets of all the programming, you can go to neweurekan.org/calendar. Our social media and website and other links, including how to sign up for the mailing list, you go to our Linktree/New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Visit our YouTube channel to catch past live streams of online and Lower East Side Center open mics, beatniks, and special events at Battery Park City, Poetry House, and NJ. The New Eurekan Poets Cafe is a non-profit 501c3 organization based in New York City on the Lower East Side. Ticket sales and grants don't cover all of our programs and operations expenses. So here are ways that you can help support us in our mission to continue with moving poetry forward. Our merchandise, shirts, hats, and tote bags available for purchase at our New Yo table and in-person events, or go to neweurekan.org/merch. Spring and summer collection coming soon. Also, check out and subscribe to our Patreon site. Gain access to video recordings of in-person events not available online for the public. Go to patreon.com/New Eurekan Poets Cafe. We would love to hear from you. If you've attended one of our shows, let us know about your experience. Go to neweurekan.org/survey to complete and submit the form and receive a special gift for your feedback. Special thanks to our tech team, our programs and operations team, all of our hosts, our executive director, and all our sponsors for helping us to continue to move our artwork forward. We appreciate you for all your continued support, helping us to keep the spirit of artistry and inspiration of poetry alive and moving forward through the spirit of our founders. Brought to you by Elemental Vision Works, inspiring change through passionate poetry and creative productions. Your energy and passion truly make this community something special. Thank you for all your artistry and your genius. truly can't thank you enough. We appreciate you. Now, back to the show. Peace. Oh, yeah. So let's get it. Let's get it. Unfortunately, Finn Bell had to depart, but we are definitely sending her all kinds of love and blessings. So, coming up first in the second half, first of all, shout out all the educators in the room. This poet is the moon spirit. She has just a way of controlling the tides and how she does things. She is just a reminder that, you know, mothers give birth to jewels, and she happens to have one. Love when she comes through. Her work is always amazing. The Teflon Donna is here. The one and only Marianne Tefft is in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental, always. I really appreciate it. I love this particular theme, and I'm happy to read a pair of poems that really go together tonight. The first one, like many others before, is also called North Star, and it's inspired by Harriet Tubman, who ended her journey in St. Catharines, Ontario, here in Canada, where I am. North Star. I have waited for this ebony night, breath moving like pitch, tree frogs and bird song rusted into silence by the weight of chains. I bundle my kerchief into my hand and touch the heel of bread that is all I have for the babies. My silhouette opens the door. I make for the trees past the mill pond. I kneel with my cheek against the bark and spread my arms wide until my fingers touch soft lichen. I stand with my back to that coolness and peer through the canopy to the place I will see my North Star tomorrow and tomorrow. Tonight, she illuminates my waking dreams. My feet follow her light in my heart. And from a line in my own poem, I wanted to keep writing, and I went in this direction with my silhouette opens the door. Maybe it is the way I enter now that our brightest days are behind us, and we no longer rise in each other's eyes as once upon a time. Do you remember when you stared into my face for each scintillation of gold that flashed across my gaze like lightning from an emerald, or petrichor spirits rising from still moist grass? My shadow knows the way, and so do I. You do not need to light the lamp. I will stay a while. Thank you, poets.
Oh, that imagery was crazy. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Marianne Tefft.
Oh, Marianne, thank you. Go Canada. Beautiful.
Yeah, so good to hear your voice back in this space, Marianne.
Yes.
I really just was kind of on a pleasure cruise with your two poems, and they spoke about the need to connect in these very tangible, feelable ways. You really made those experiences really feelable. You know, I really felt kind of absorbed by your poems.
Yes, indeed. That is usually what the moon does, right? It engulfs everything. I remember I watch a lot of nature shows, and so they have some stuff out now because of the technology that they can completely light up the night, and you can always tell the difference when the moon is full because the light is even that much brighter. And it really just reminds you, kind of like the sun, that things are gonna come, things are gonna go. That line, and it's those two lines for me that are like the capstones of these two poems. You said, The first poem, My Silhouette Opens the Door. And then at the end of the second poem, you said, My Shadow Knows the Way. There's something very just, like usually our shadow follows behind us. It's just amazing, right? The imagery there, the lightning from the emerald, just amazing work. How you always just bring these beautiful images to the forefront of our minds. So thank you for that. Truly amazing work. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, peace to the gods for all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that they share with us. This gentleman is just he's just one of one. They truly broke the mold when they made this cat. He is a veteran, a survivor. He is just a badass dude, man. Like to say, he doesn't just come to read poems. He is an experience. He is a contributor to Sunday's Open House Anthology, published by one of the last poets. Shout out Abi Odun. And also, he came to do lots of things. But I promise you, he did not come here to tap dance. The one and only Bobby and Ngoma in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, God. Please, take it away.
What's up, y'all? You can find me here on Thursday night. So, since I only had one poem that mentioned North Star, so I'm doing it. There's a song during the Civil Rights era that became very popular called We Shall Overcome. And a lot of people thought that was the main theme, especially down south. But there was a brother named Matt Jones, another brother named Frederick Douglass Kirkpatrick, that said that this was the song. We've been buked and we've been scorned. We've been talked about sure as you're born, but we'll never turn back. No, we'll never turn back until we all are free and we have equality. Up south, she says, write a poem about being a poet from New York. I'm thinking, that could be hard. See, to begin with, I've lived here since '79, but I'm not from New York. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, the capital of the Confederacy. I followed the North Star like a runaway slave searching for freedom, trying to get away from picket lines and Klan signs, only to find Ku Klux Killer cops hiding behind badges instead of sheets. Now, don't get me wrong. I love New York. During my college days, all of my boys bit from the Big Apple. I hung out with them because they were the coolest, but they're all gone now. So I pour a sip for Lou Wheeler and Leslie Scott. I take my little money from a summer job at Menacing to buy Italian knits, shark skin pants, and Playboy shoes with the thick rubber soles from a Creedy Schreiber. I wouldn't tell anyone where I was really from. All the flyest girls liked brothers from New York, and I wanted to be cool like that. My boys introduced me to Black Power, Black Muslims, Black Nationalists, Black Panthers, and Black poetry. Imamu Amiri Baraka, as he was called then, Hakeem Malabuti, a.k.a. Don L. Lee, Carolyn Rogers, Askia Muhammad Toure, and the Last Poets. Of course, with the exception of some of the Last Poets, none of them were from New York anyway, but it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to be like them. I'd never heard talk like that before, and I was hooked, and poetry was my drug of choice. Malcolm's murder triggered the Black Arts Movement. The seed was planted, watered, and nurtured at all the poetry spots. The Spirit House in Newark, the East and Uhuru Sasa Shule in Brooklyn, the African Poetry Theater in Queens, and the National Black Theater in Harlem. But then you wanted to know more about the poetry. Thing is, I never called myself a poet. Jelly or griot might be a better description, since I rock anything with a string plus I can sing. Some call me Dr. Rockafiddle, the godfather of spoken word. You'd better ask somebody if you haven't heard. Actually, I write a lot too. You might say I'm just a pissed off brother with the pen. One of my friends reminded me America is a place where the past always looks like the future. But these twisted I want to be hip-hoppers and Ku Klux Killer cops think niggas come in all colors. So I still do protests and die-ins, because in this atmosphere, I can't breathe. And New York just seems like up south to me. We've been buked and we've been scorned. We've been talked about, sure as you're born, but we'll never turn back.
I hope I can be half as cool as you one day, man. Damn. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Baba and Ngoma.
Yes, Baba. Woo.
I really like that piece. Like, as I get older, like, it's more important to me to like listen to my elders and the stories of like who they were as people. So I just appreciate any like reference into like who you were and the different things you were into as one of my elders is more and more important as I get older. So I appreciate you telling those stories and keeping those histories alive.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you have taken that job on. I just want to say thanks for the all the cultural history you packed into those 4 minutes. And this poem was you were doing a couple of things, but it was talking about searching, and then searching past the myths. It talked about your own education. That was a really poignant kind of vulnerability you talked about. How hard you were looking, searching for the people, searching for the culture, and that maybe it wasn't about finding the place, because the culture was the people, and the people are everywhere. So it's about searching within the people for the culture. And I think everybody here kind of identifies and maybe lit up with a recognition when you said this line about maybe I'm just a pissed off person with a pen. I mean, it's a great description of you in many ways.
For sure. But listen, like, first of all, the song. Actually, this is titled Up South. I just dig that. The song, like you just carry all of that energy from the time that it was written. You carry that in your spirit, and then when you sing it like that, it just brings it all right back. If anyone's ever seen the movie Tales from the Hood, when they got Crazy K spinning around, it's just all these images that are just flooding into your brain. You can't escape it. There's just some things in here, though, I gotta address, Baba, for real. You said Ku Klux Killer cops. I'm gonna steal that. Just letting you know outright in front of everybody, I'm gonna steal that. Secondly, shark skin pants and Playboy shoes. That's some fly shit. That's some fly shit. Just saying. Because I wanted to be cool like that. I think this is another one of those shirts. Poetry became my drug of choice. I absolutely dig that, truly. And then this is just something for you to rock, because this is who you are. You said they call me Dr. Rockafiddle, the godfather of spoken word. Like, come on, man. Just amazing at what you do. I always tell people you're an experience. Thank you so much for all that you do, keeping the memories of some of the greats alive. And now the world is looking at you, kind of like those people that you mentioned, right? You mentioned Amiri Baraka, you mentioned the last poets. Now we're looking at you like that. So thank you for doing what you do and staying committed to it. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, all the way in the West Coast. Man, this dude, this cat has been rocking for some years, man. Still remember the first time he came through, sitting on some steps outside of the building. This cat's been rocking, man, putting in work, right? writing some incredible stuff, man. I'm loving the pick, though, bruh. Loving it, loving the pick, man. This cat's incredible. The one and only Abraham Kimani in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Thank you guys for having me. You guys could follow me on all of my feeds, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, Abraham Kimani Sr. These two poems I'm going to share are written for my mother, whose birthday just passed on Tuesday. She's been in a nursing home for 7 months now because she suffered a number of strokes back in October. And I had the fortune to go see her this past Tuesday on her birthday. So I'm going to get straight to them. This first one is called Dreaming Reality. Mama, it's been a long while since you last paid a visit to bless me with your presence in my nocturnal visions. The only time we've spoken over a span of 9 months was when the lights were turned off, my eyes tightly shut, locked up in darkness after hours. Yet my ears remained open to hear you say, "Dear son, I'm alive today, praise God. My blood pressure is normal. My kidneys are free of stones. There are no clots in my brain. I'm slowly recovering from a multitude of strokes, but I see all four of you, remember all your faces, names I haven't forgotten. Most of all, the Lord never slipped from my memory bank. His merciful works of grace are in my savings account. Don't worry about me, son. I'm placed in excellent hands. It will be sooner or later when I'm on my feet again, responsive, fully conscious. Meanwhile, keep me in your thoughts and prayers when you wake up from your dream with a big smile. Walk down the street in good faith. You'll see your brother and I celebrating my release from the old nursery home to the bank of Jesus Christ, depositing rays of light and bodies carrying weight of pessimistic spirits fading away in despair. May this brief conversation be a living testament in your imagination. It'll come to fruition soon. Till the day we reunite, keep dreaming reality. With sincere love, your mother. And this last one I just finished writing this morning. It's called Full Moon. Her name is Moon Ying Smith, but she is known affectionately by family and friends as Moon. Confined to a gurney inside a nursing home, a bright, brilliant full moon with grassy, glistening green eyes burst in wide open smiles of resistance to withering under pressure from heat strokes. Her pupils joyously jump to the singing sun's covering of her celestial body with Stevie's warm birthday wishes. Earth is her dancing partner, standing on her shoulders, sitting at her feet, granting silent prayer requests from a multitude of shining stars to divinely guide her limbs, gently holding the cosmos with 4 seasons of grace, rotating in perfect circles, swinging, tapping, shuffling, breaking smoothly on a funky, jazzy, rocky road. The conductor of a bluesy soul train watched her split through the cracks in such gratifying amazement she is not divided in half. He slammed the brakes on death, said it is not yet her time to ride aboard off into the moonset, for the nocturnal world will be a much darker place for the sun to live without her luminous presence.
Man, I don't know how you got through that poem without crying, dude. For real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Abraham. Come on in.
Oh, that was beautiful, Abraham.
Yeah, I felt every word of that. I mean, one could say it's a beautiful tribute, you know, but it's also just pain. And like, I fully understand that. And I guess I just love that you were able to write about it so eloquently.
Like, you have to send her flowers while she's still here, you know.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that's right.
Yeah,
Good son. Yeah.
Yeah, this really interesting idea in in this first poem with one of these lines that really it talked about a sympathetic recovering, kind of taking up the energy of recovery from the person who's recovering and kind of contributing that back into their recovery. These were just really beautiful poems, about connectedness, and your metaphors were just so beautifully turned, deposited in the bank of Jesus Christ. And the second poem was, you were really keying in on the kind of comfort of being, people who aren't in this situation can't connect with this so much. But, you're talking about the comfort of the kind of realizing and sensing the cosmic connection, that continuity beyond the events that we're confronting as the person's heading towards a transition. And, these poems really talk about how you yourself are able to find comfort in the fullness your mother has brought to your life. And you did that with such a powerful and beautiful way for us.
Thank you, sir.
It is not easy. It is not easy writing poems like that. Stepping into the process of writing poems like that. Because mothers have a way of saying things, and it's like you just instantly believe it, just because mama said it. And so that's kind of what I heard you say when she said, "Oh, don't worry about me, baby. I'll be back on my feet sooner or later. Just keep praying," right? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I know it. Same way she said, "Oh, I'm gonna beat your ass when we get home." I believe that too, right? So when she says, "Hey, I'm gonna be back on my feet," it's like, oh, okay, that's what moms do, right? They don't stay down for long, and so it's just amazing work, man. And thank you for bringing your mom into this space and writing about her with your whole heart, man. That's just amazing work. I appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, so me and my team, shout out to Outlaws, we go to Southern Fried, right? This year it was in Orlando, Florida. They had the early bird open mic. We're standing in this parking lot. Outlaws were chopping it up with Spellbound, right? Had this big circle, people were going down, and out of the corner of my eye, I see someone. I was like, wait a minute, I know this person. She comes at me, oh my God. She hugs me. I'm just like, oh my God, she's real. She's got a whole body. She's like, and she's not just here just to be here. She's here to compete as an indie and came to get down and got down. Like I was saying about LadyK, she got down with the best of them and beat the rest of them. Been rocking with this poet for years and years and years. Finally got a chance to meet her in person. Finally got a chance to hear her work live. She is absolutely amazing. She is a multi-published author and just incredible at what she does, y'all. The one and only Terra Leigh in the building. Come on, Terra. It has been too long. It is great to see you. Let these folks know where they can find you. Come on, take it away.
Hey, everybody. My name is Terra Leigh. I'm a poet and editor from Chesapeake, Virginia, and these are my books, my babies. The first is Ignite. The second is So Far Away. And the latest one is The Girl on the Swings Transparency. I will give you guys my contact stuff at the end, including where you can find these books. But yeah, it's great to be back. I have missed this place, and my Thursdays are opening up. So we'll see what God has in store for me from here on out. I used to write to the prompts, and I didn't know the prompt, but the poem that I wanted to do kind of fits with it. So Yeah, because I've been called a fire starter before. And this prompt reminded me that I am a tiny flame, but I can still cut string, make the marble drop and roll down a hill and hit a small board, watch it fall and topple dominoes until the big picture is seen. And I hear you cheering on, which only fuels my small body, and I grow larger. Then people gather, spread hands out to feel the heat. They hold hands and hold each other, sing kumbaya like a united front. Their singing is wood carelessly thrown into the flame because they want more warmth. Some people get scared and try to fan out my flame, but don't they know that oxygen makes fires stronger? Well, then I just combust, strongholds burning in the fallen ashes, and people have to rebuild homes, crying in disbelief over how strong I've become. They question how this happened, not knowing they were pouring gasoline to try to douse me out. Not even the strongest fireman could take me down. I was a tiny flame who used the world to become a wildfire. Thank you, Nivea, for having me back. It is awesome to be back on this platform. If you want more from me, check out terraleigh.com. That is TerraLeigh.com. Once again, TerraLeigh.com. Thank you, everybody.
Told y'all. See, she just a whole bottle full of awesome, man. For real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Terra Leigh.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So glad you got back here, Tara, because it's been a while since your voice has lit up this place. Just really like your poem, bringing this message of kind of discovering and realizing your own powers, this kind of self-actualization, and the home that out of which it comes is poetry. And I think that's a really intensely great message for everybody. This whole, so, you hear this talked about incessantly: empowerment, empowerment, empowerment. And almost all the time, it's talked about in terms that are just so materialistic. It's about achieving all this kind of status symbol type of positioning for empowerment, but you're talking about the real empowerment that comes out of the self, right? You can't empower yourself to do anything until you seize that power and let it shine from yourself. And your poem really radiated that. So I'm just glad to hear your voice back here again.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah, telling you, Terra put on a show. I'm telling y'all. I love the fact that poets come through, and it's not just a game. It's not just an act, right? But people show up and they put their heart on display in front of the world, man. And it's something very different. The energy from Southern Fried is very it's palpable, right? And then to keep all of that energy going through and getting better and continuing to write all throughout the year, it's something about that. Thank you, Terra, for being brave enough to do it, having enough faith in yourself to go and do something like that, and then come back here and just do what you do. There's only one Terra Leigh, and so thank you for coming back and sharing it with us. We hope to see more of you, truly. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, anytime I get messages from this next poet, it's usually in the form of, oh, I got this poem. And that poem is usually like some sort of object that just pierces my heart and then turns. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be amazing. She does it well, whether she is on the path reading us some of her incredible manuscripts, or singing to us in many different languages. She is absolutely incredible. The one and only Winter Rose in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Thank you very much. These are from my book, which is titled Blood Flower. And, it's about losing babies, whether through miscarriage or abortion or just losing children in general. Let's start with this one. My husband doesn't want another baby. What kind of canyon is so deep it's impossible to hit bottom? How deep the fault line might go under Earth armor? Violence as naughty as my tantrum when he defies me again with the N-O. I'm terrible twos again. Choke throat and spine puncture, mucus lungs and asthma purveyor, the stress of home. And how I am never happy with anything, which is normal. Enjoy every day, they love to say when they learn. When diagnosed with cancer, I know it already, so must I get sick, slog through the radiation and the chemo to employ this wise knowledge of the worthy, to be thankful, not hostile. This is what good folks do. To accept the things I cannot change in wisdom, blah, blah, blah. And the courage to change the shit I can, serenity, bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Fuck it. I am not the composed Tai Chi type, no. I'm a hysterical blabber, an unofficial mess, drunk or sober. Oh my, I've burned every single bridge in the whole wide-ass world. So what's the point of this poem? Good question. Finally. Just to write it all out. Appease my selfish woman child. Undeserving of this good life shit stream, to remind myself how fucked up the world is. But the sunsets, yes, I'll grudgingly admit, are still so pink and beautiful. And then I'll just do this one more. And I bent over like a sow. Work me over something good. Make me a Jenny, a heifer, a mare. Use the gifts I bring to bear. My shoulders, my muscle, my mane, flaxen-haired pony. I'm a dappled tease for a farmer. A dirt hand, nothing but dust bowl, sneeze. Always done as you please, daddy. Dress the corn better than us. King Lear didn't hold a candle to what you done. And all the while, babies slipping out like eels. Red and slick as the cancer cells. No meat, no hog operation, no barn hall dance. We'll let Rose bloom again, nor bring her back from death. Not all the tiles in the county, not 1,000 acres. Not these rickety Sears houses rising up through the corn, pinched tall and whitewashed as my ghosts. Thank you.
That's just visceral. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Winter Rose.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The imagery that you paint with those pieces is like a gut punch every single time, even if you don't know that type of ache personally. Like, it's going to resonate with you because of the imagery that you use is like so like visceral. And if you don't know, you gonna know real quick.
Thank you, LadyK.
I love the way you write. I really do.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, as clear a picture as you conjure up sometimes of how difficult this life you have is. What comes off so frequently is no matter how unsettled, troubling, painful, difficult, complicated, you have this kind of I don't know what to call it, you have this knowledge about how to keep your balance somehow through it all. And you say right up front, these poems are unequivocally about a very visceral and profound kind of loss. And, that is also a kind of loss of continuity, right? These lives that are lost are extensions of would be extensions of your own life. So it's a very, kind of severe type of severing and literal type that takes place. And I like the point you make in the first poem about being a messy and difficult person and how much you own up to that, right? There's this total, real fearlessness about that in that poem. I just have to thank you for how forthright you are with your vulnerability and I second Lady K's observations because I'm always into your visceral imagery. It's a kind of styling that I can't think of a more appropriate way for you to convey the emotions and sentiments you convey other than using this very visceral imagery. So that's another way you stay true to yourself.
Thank you, Paul.
Your writing just reminds me of someone just bleeding out on a canvas, just blood everywhere, and you start manipulating it, and the picture is in the negative space, right? So someone's bleeding here, but you have to see it as art. And if you can see it as art, then you're gonna experience something amazing. How you do this, I do not know. I love how you just like kind of twisted the Serenity Prayer, just like, oh, it's a blah blah bullshit. I love it. I'm terrible too again. The hysterical blabber. Feed my selfish woman child. And listen, anytime Shakespeare shows up, I'm with it. You said King Lear didn't hold a candle to what you did. Come on. I love a good character reference. It's amazing. Thank you, Winter, for what you do. Just for being so honest in your work. It's incredible. Thank you. All right. So we have 5 more on the guaranteed list and 3 on the good luck round. All right. Coming up next, you just got to prepare yourself for what this poet does. Because they just, I believe I've heard them even say, like, fuck your feelings. Like, I don't care about how but you gonna get it. You're gonna get this work. And I love when she comes through because that's exactly what you gonna get. As soon as the mic comes on, it's, oh, you want this work? Here you go. And it happens to be dope as hell. The one and only Jessie Marie in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
It's good to be here. Peep this 78 on everything. I have to give a shout out to LadyK. I was fucking around in her DMs all day today writing this poem, so thanks for the inspiration. Here goes. Have you ever cared why the compass spins? Or are you just whimsical as fuck? 'Cause baby, I'm whimsical as fuck. And that's not a weakness. That's a weather warning. That's a queer rebellion with glitter in its gums and purpose in its bloodstream. See, I own whimsical the way I own the compass. The way I own the storm. The way I own every strange, sparklit, unexplainable part of me that made shame start choking on its own sermon. Fuck the fuckery of shame. Fuck this America putting cruelty on display like it's a policy, like it's a patriotism, like it's God in a cheap suit misquoting heaven. It's 2026 and they still want queer bodies to apologize for being proof that freedom has hips. They still want our joy filed down, legislated flat, buried under somebody else's fear with a flag on top, but no. All right, let me be somebody else on some kind of ho shit. No, actually, forgiveness isn't needed. Happiness over every fucking thing, my people. Just go ahead and listen to me. Have you heard me yet? Take it from a gay. Appropriate my whole northern light. Watch me. Watch me make whimsy a command. Watch me make strange a compass rose. Watch me stand in the middle of this earth realm with my chest cracked open like sunrise had a warrant and finally came to repossess my dimming. And North Star, by the way, fuck you for every deconstruction event I'm too exhausted to shine for. Fuck you for making me your liaison to the fuckery down here in America. Do you know what it costs to be a guiding light in a country that keeps trying to criminalize dawn? I'm tired. Celestially tired, queer tired, pastor left, the pulpit tired, body had to become a sanctuary tired, but even tired, I glow rude. Even tired, I flicker with teeth. Even tired, my shine comes back with warrants for every shadow they touched. My people, see, I used to think a spinning compass meant I was lost, like purpose had abandoned me, like the map knew something my spirit didn't, but no. Sometimes the compass spins because the whole damn field is charged. Sometimes you're not lost, you're just magnetic. Sometimes the instrument cannot read you because you're standing too close to the miracle. And baby, I am the miracle with dirt on my shoes, and I'm the North Star with a gutter mouth, and I'm queer as fuck, actually, certified in radiant fuckery and purpose, licensed by the darkest night to glow without apology. So don't ask me to be the less strange thing. My strange is a lighthouse with teeth. My strange is a halo throwing elbows. My strange is an altar they could not burn down because the flame recognized me as its kin. I have watched maps lie with confidence, watched roads pretend they knew where their queer heart should go, watched America say follow this, and every direction had a trapdoor, a ballot box, a pulpit, a border, a bathroom bill, a classroom silence waiting with my name on it. So yeah, my compass spins, because my purpose doesn't walk in straight lines. My purpose spirals. My purpose sachets through grief with a blade of dawn between its teeth, and my purpose shows up to the national disgrace wearing aurora and says, who told you you could outlaw the sky? My purpose isn't polite. It kicks open sunrise like a door that owned the freedom, and it drags color across the black sky and says, look again. The dark was never empty. Jessie was in it. I was never the shame they named me. I was never the silence they prayed for. I was never their wrong turn. I was the North Star learning how to pronounce my own shine. So let's let the needle shake. Let the old tools panic and let the empire squint when my joy walks in wearing rainbow light like inheritance. Watch me let this earth realm unwrap my shine for the foreseeable era. Watch me make happiness a whole damn weather system. Watch me turn shame into ash, ash into aura, and aura into evidence. What that whimsy was never silly. It was survival with stars in its mouth. It was strategy. It was sacred disruption. It was me. And yeah, because every time it does, I know the world is finally feeling me become the true North Star. Poem.
Star or comet or whatever problem is what you are. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jessie.
My motherfucking drop to the max. What the fuck did we just experience? Oh my god.
I'm glad that I could help inspire that. That was amazing. But you already know this.
Glitter in my gums? Work. Jessie, if you ever come up with swag to promote yourself, you definitely should have matchbooks with, Jessie's fire printed on the top or something like that. This is like your trademark work too. It was, this was a poem about perseverance and controlling your own power, discovering your own powers, and in the context of, a lot of your poems, you go through this kind of encyclopedia of today's depredations, and this poem was no exception to that. But this poem is really about your perseverance and discovering your own powers and controlling your own powers. And it was a poem full of swagger and boast, and rightly so. In the classical study of art, what they do to images of women by some measures break them down into a dichotomy they call the celestial Venus and Venus vulgaris. And you definitely are Venus vulgaris with a vengeance.
That was a lot of V's, and it was dead on. So there's this Jubilee and Dazzler and Havoc, and they're all part of the X people, and they all have, like, all of them, when they first learned about their powers, they were like these pretty lights and like cool things, but then they recognized what the actual power was, and the Dazzler and the Jubilee and the Havoc exploded, and that's what you just did to us, and thank you for that.
Shout out my man Prop. He mentioned Bedazzler. Damn it, man. Come on with that X-Men shit. Talk that X-Men shit. Jessie, this is just a reminder of the powerhouse that lives in your lungs, in your chest. It's just there. And it just comes off mad effortless, right? Like you said, made shame start choking on its own sermon. God in a cheap suit misquoting heaven. Sometimes you're not lost. You're magnetic. That's just sick. My strange is a halo throwing elbows. Watched maps lie with confidence. She said, I am just the North Star learning how to pronounce my own shine. See, when poets just really go all in, like I said at the top of the show, when poets just go supernova, what can you do? You're like Johnny Storm in the first film. He's like, I can go hotter. I can go hotter. Right? Like, no, okay, supernova bad. Dope, Jessie. Really, really dope. Thank you for doing what you do. You're a monster in this game, for real, in the best of ways. All right. Coming up next. Oh, you've heard this gentleman throughout the evening. His commentary is just it's just vital, right? To reminding the community of how powerful you are, how necessary and needed you are. He just happens to be pretty damn sick-witted himself. He has been rocking with us from the beginning. It wouldn't really be the same place without him. He's from a planet called, they still haven't mapped it on any star chart yet. Our resident Gilgamesh, he is not an enigma, he is the enigma. The one and only Paul Skiff in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It's great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Okay, I'm just going to do a short bit from a really long poem that's still way under construction. And this part does talk about some of my cosmic guides. I am ferocity's child. My self-respect was taught to stand on ancient foundation of purity whose stone innocence is the word no, protecting me from guilt. Dignity is the boundary self-preservation that repels the false friend who would poison me with subordination's posture of shame. These are the bittersweet values in my heart laid as who I am, because with radiant visions illuminated by endurance of survival's constant pleasure, 3,000 years ago my ancestors pledged my life to a woman god in in sacred groves on mountains of the rain. I am primordial danger, arisen from their rugged descendants, hostile adversity, exiled to America, 40 days on a mercy quest at the bottom of a boat. Courage and misery, the contest run to escape ethnic murder, elude political persecution, survive relentless hunger, and break free of enslavement in a cruel future more bleak than an open grave. The ancestors of my mother were counseled by unhuman knowings of the spirits, Perun, who inhabits havoc of lightning and gargantuan voice and thunder's adrenaline, Volos, whose eternal hospitality is the underworld, sanctuary where we all will gather unclothed from humility to share communal grace in a collective dance as belongings, tribal nation of finality, Svetovid, whose nurturing embrace cultivates our warmth, life-provoking gift of the sun's germinal light, Lada, whose furnace of exhausting pleasure forges harmony from rhythmic clash made by physical love, the song of strikings tolls upon what it is to be alive, and Marzana, fearless pathfinder through death's feral wilderness, who immolates herself in green flames, welcoming spirit to our languishing needs. The ancestors of my father withstood brutal life to honor creation's cosmic powers held by the spirit Kalach, whose voice issues from strike of wave on stone, who balances brutality of nature by speaking gravity, the one who shaped the ground you today walk upon. Brigida, the fire starter, who distributes healing pleasures and delivers strength of curative transformation through every mortal poem, teaching radical generosity. Lugus, the shining one who invokes our worldly revelations into forms we may see and feel with the light of intuition, whose salvatory boat ferries the dead to bliss, and Mananan Maclear, whose shape-shifting muscles are the oceans, fathomless, elusive teacher of change that spreads humanity's survival. Before these names first strut across my tongue, their love for syncopated ancient pulse of worthiness to summon out of centuries animate powers of my blood. I am their primordial dance you disbelievingly witness, breathing now's air here in this moment foretold. It was these ancestors' untamed heritage that enabled me to spit out the American culture's brutal middle-class drug from my belly the first time, homicidal conformity, the first time homicidal conformity demanded I skin my soul alive, gouge the eyes out of my spirit, and eat my own heart. Thank
Damn
you.
it. Like, come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul. Skill.
Okay,
That's one of
so
those things.
you've been going off on everyone else like this whole time, so I just have something I gotta say. Paul Skiff is like a creative contortionist that creates teleportation gates out of our chakra points whilst traversing the universe on ley lines of linguistic yoga, awakening the uncomfortable universal truths in each one of our cerebellums. Just by the way, in case you wanted a review on what you do, Paul.
That part.
Great description.
That
It
part.
was a really good description. I don't have nothing to say after that. Okay.
You got me, Bear.
So very rarely do we get to see a cannibal come to life in a poem, right? And secondly, possibly even first, mad props for using gargantuan. That is such a beautiful word, but we very rarely get to use it in anything that we do. But you just snuck it in there. You're pretty amazing, sir. You're pretty amazing, sir. I really can't thank you enough for doing what you do at such a high level and continuing to share it with us. You're just a pillar of this community. I appreciate you. That dude's dead. I told y'all he's from a planet called it's still not on anybody's star chart. just not. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, every time I see this cat, man, whether I'm seen him on IG a few times or he comes through, he just rips, right? He does what I like to call a poetic flex, right? He'll come in sometimes, he'll be like, oh, I just wrote this since I've been in the room, right? And then it'll just be dope. Like, oh, I'm not really sure, it's not done yet. But it just happens to be dope as hell. I love when people just do what they do and they stretch their wings out all the way and from tip to tip. It's just ridiculous. The one and only Isaac is me in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Y'all can find me on Instagram. Isaac is me _. That's ISAACISME _. This is new shit too. I wrote this. I think it was yesterday. This is called New Meds. I gotta take this new prescription again. Yes, I gotta take new meds. More diagnosis as I pretend to take these meds. Welcome more side effects. Figuring out which side the effect, the left or the right side. The wrong or the right side. Trying to protect what's left of who I am. Rewriting, revising this new script. Manuscript. Every line I'm having difficulty to memorize. I'm fine. I try and I try again. Okay, I guess the third time was good. Next time, put some charm in it. Whatever that means. The tears allowed me to feel a sense of relief. A leave did not work for me. Art and poetry does. The painkillers killing my motion, I get drowsy. These antidepressants playing with my emotions. It's still making me feel depressed. Cortisol filled with juries judging my fatigue. I'm dopamine. Dopamine is playing tricks on me. I usually stand on business, but my cerebellum is making standing and balance a thing. It's taking my sanity. They won't leave. Now I'm hearing those voices again, saying you ain't shit. Why are you doing this? My mind pleading with my anxiety. And it's saying not at all. Trying to calm myself with Adderall and Ritalin. Somehow I can't get rid of it. Boom.
Yo, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Isaac is me. Wow. Yo.
Yeah, you overcome and you're able to express and externalize this, for us, and that's a huge accomplishment right there. This line, dopamine is playing tricks on me, that's probably a very universal thing that most people would be able to connect with. I just feel in a very high level of sympathy for what you're conveying in the poem, and I kind of identify with many of the features and facts in it. So thanks. This is the space for you to come and express those things, and if there's any kind of poetry that's welcomed here, it's that kind of expression of having to combat a system that's holding itself out to you as being there to help you, which is really just a kind of trap.
Right.
So I feel like this whole poem was written on a series of a doctor's prescription papers, right? Like you just pasted all these little scripts together and just wrote this whole poem like, oh, okay. Which side is it affecting? The right side, the wrong side, or the left side, or the... Welcome more side effects, right? between the cortisol and the dopamine. I mean, I'm dope. I mean, hearing those voices again, my mind pleading with my anxiety. Man, I'm telling you, like, if doctors would just listen, if they would just listen, they would probably prescribe people trees instead of pills. Trees. Try something that grows. Just saying. Dope work. Dope work as always, Isaac. Appreciate you, man, for coming through, doing your thing. Always dope. All right. Let's keep it going. 3 more on the guaranteed list, and probably 4 on the good luck round. Coming up next, we're gonna go and then come back to this cat, right? We'll go to this one, and then we're gonna come back. So, one of the newer members of our community has come through and found his voice, and he just revs, man, like a big box Chevy, man. He just come in there, stepping on that shit, man. It's just growling every time he comes through, and I look forward to seeing how more finely tuned his engine has gotten. The one and only Manic, Poetic Mechanic in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Absolutely. On Facebook it's Johnny Johnson. Long story. Everything else, hashtag TMPM, the Manic Poetic Mechanic. So, Nspiration threw me on a spot here. I was sleeping 10 minutes ago. So I got some new shit too. I just wrote this day before yesterday. It's called Horror Drugs. The physical days are long, but the mental days are longer. It gets a little easier every day. I can tell I'm getting stronger. If only my mind and my body could get on the same page. Oh man, would that be a change? The days of darkness still embedded in my mind. No more drugs equals I'm controlling my person, myself, my mental health. The poison I let my life go for was almost identical to most horrors. Always fun, zero respect for you. Always fun, always mentally on the run. Horror, life, horror, life. Our existence is much the same. Treated myself like a whore, only I'm to blame. 2 flicks of the Bix to make sure you got that last hit of crack. Or crack whore, as I thought was the best I could get. Wrong. See, being manic isn't so bad. Just keep busy. Look at my hands. My filthy hands. They wear halos of faith. Working every single day. Every ex, every damn whore. Waste of time, breath, and thought. Whore, not today, not anymore. So slam that hood and kick them tires. Make sure your soul is true. Because this Manic Poetic Mechanic just spit this for you. Bible it.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. For real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Manic. Manic.
I liked it.
Damn it. Damn it. Hashtag TMPM. That's dope as hell, man. That's dope as hell, man. For real.
If I had my eyes closed, I wouldn't have almost known whether it was you or Craig speaking. Your voice is almost like a twin of Craig's. That's just a crazy phenomenon. I really like this important message you gave us about going against the low expectations that people have of us. And that's a horrible, a program, thing that people try to program into us. It's this thing people do called a collusion, where 2 or more people get together and they build this image of this person they're all observing. And for the rest of time, that person becomes that image, however much that equates to who the person really is or not. And that's where they start loading us all up with these really low expectations and get us to take those on and not look beyond that. And I really like your message about, kicking out those low expectations.
For sure. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that 2 flicks of the bic to make sure you get the last hit, like that's just so real, right? It just reminds me of someone saying, these ain't poems. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some real shit. These ain't just poems. And when you write from a place like that, it comes off very, very real. And again, when you say stuff like this, people are going to be like, are you okay? But then you come back and you say, no, I'm here. Like some of the shit I've been through, you said identical to most horrors, right? Always mentally on the run. But you also said no more drugs, right? And so that right there just kind of says, yo, I'm thinking clearly, but now I can step on the outside of this chemically induced madness that I was in to tell you this is where I'm at now. And that's mad powerful, man. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. Continue to write and bring it. We are here for it, for real. All right, let's keep it going. Like I said, we're going to go and then we're going to come right back to the same spot. This cat right here, man, he just works. He just works, man. Like every time I talk to this cat or I see this cat, he's working. I see he's been in these social media streets too. You know what I mean? Talking that schmackety. Like I really, really dig what this cat does, man. He is 10 toes down every time I see him, man. That's why I like to call him the captain of the street team. The one and only Inspiration in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
You as well, guys. Instagram, in.spiration1899. Facebook and TikTok is just like on here. And then now the YouTube is up under Inspiration78. This is kind of on theme. It's called Bliss. I don't think I've done this on here since like September of 2024. So here we go. Oh, and please, if you go on social media, look up Poppy's Poetry Corner MVP and vote for me from last night. Or Dre. You can also vote for Dre. So, Bliss. I've had friends like Jesus and friends like Judas. And I'm grateful for the dead, for they watch my back like that third eye in the back of my head. And I don't label my beliefs by religion. I just believe. I pray over my food and I pray before I go to sleep. And I converse with my maker. And I thank him as my alarm goes off and my spirit awakens. So I may proceed with life and carry out his mission. See, I done figured out my reason for surviving all my trials and tribulations. I mean, after 3 attempts at suicide, I figured out finally that I was sent to be a messenger. That's right, 3 times, no lies. So I figured there's got to be a reason for this madness, right? So now I embrace life and I hold it tight like that of a memory of a 9-year-old, and I'm keeping blinders on and I'm staying focused like a deer stuck in the middle of the road staring at your car because the bright lights are on. I'm determined, like Martin Luther King Jr. about his dream, and I'm marching forward like a soldier, proud and strong. I'm a believer, a seer, though like I said in the previous poem about life, I'm also a healer. And after 3 attempts at suicide, 2 ODs, and numerous encounters with death, the message was sent, signed, sealed, delivered. So I'm now here to reveal my true meaning of life on this Thursday night, here on the Zoomverse. That's right, another sighting of the moon, another year. I had to say to everyone in this room, we all have a common interest and a common goal: to relax the mind and furthermore understand the soul. So let's spread the word about our entertainers tonight and get motivated, y'all, to change what we feel is not right. And to stop bitching. Let's embrace these haters that are so zeal with a feeling that's so genuine yet so real. They'll make an OG player a pimp just smile, close his eyes, pucker his lips, and reminisce while he nods his head a little something like this. Only to open his eyes to the same world with a new vision, a new light, a feeling of celebration, a life that just feels so right that he tips his glass, smiles, and heads for the door only to cut his night short, to go home, not to relieve a feeling of lust, but a feeling of love. And to me, that's bliss. So I thank you for allowing me to reveal this message tonight that I now sign, sealed, delivered. Yours truly, Inspiration, motivation, determination, and inspiration. Captain of the street team, over and out.
Dude puts in work. I told y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Inspiration.
All right. Putting in work.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go, Captain.
I thought that was somewhat on theme.
Yeah.
Well, is this poem about accepting your own fate? You know, Craig, this poem is like so classical. I mean, it could have been written 4,000 years ago. It's fucking Homer. You know, it's I mean, it's about fate. It's about a good part of the first part of the poem, you're just relating this personal myth of yourself, all these trials and tribulations you go through. And it just becomes this big, long travail of a journey. And the whole poem just has such a classic, epic poem arc to it. Intense.
Interesting. I appreciate that. Appreciate that insight. Made me think.
Intensity, for the right reasons. That's how your work always jumps out at me. It's intensity for the right reason. It's not just being loud just for the sake of being loud, right? But when you talk about something like attempting suicide and still being here, but not being ashamed of telling the world, yo, I fought that demon and I won. You know what I'm saying? 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Or some people don't survive the first one. You know what I'm saying? So by letting people into your life like that, it just makes everything you do that much more real. But also that much more important, right? Because at any moment things could be over. Amazing work, man. Really. Like I can tell you've been putting in the work for real. And you and then TMPM, like once y'all do what y'all gonna do, man, like I don't know if there's another dynamic duo that can do what y'all can do. Like Jedi Master was saying, your voice timbre is very close, right? And so it's almost gonna sound like a sonic boom when both of you start really getting into something and you write something that both of you feel. It's gonna blow people away. Dope as hell, man. Dope as hell. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman has been rocking with us for years also. He is just an amazing writer, singer, songwriter. His musicianship is second to none. Love when this cat comes through, man. He is just absolutely amazing. The one and only Catman Bill in the building. Come on, Catman. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Jesus Christ, I can't.
Oh, we were able to hear you, Catman. I think you just muted yourself there. Let's try one more time. really sure what's going on with the audio. We had it. We had it, and then it just went out. Not really sure what happened.
I'm here.
There we go.
I'm here. My cat jumped on my keyboard and messed it up. Okay, so boy, I have 4 whole minutes to waste. All right, so I'm going to do a little dirty stand up. And oh, by the way, is there any chance that you could unmute everybody, because it's kind of hard to do stand up when you can't hear your audience, if it's possible?
Absolutely, folks. You have the ability to unmute yourself to react to Catman's set.
Yeah, you can boo me if you want. Well, so I'm going to just start into it. I'm wasting valuable time here. I already wasted 40 seconds. You know, a friend of mine recently invited me to a whiskey festival, and I had never been around so many drunken white guys that weren't fighting each other. You know, and just, I mean, consider, you know, Pete Hagstedt, he gets drunk and he goes to war. You know, what can you do? Okay, so I always say, you know, I don't want to see myself. I want to go back there. Don't trust anyone, especially if they smile at you. The sugar industry lied. They told us sugar was good for you. So, and we know that sugar is a poison. Politicians lie. Your kids are liars. I know when I was a kid, I came home after getting stoned on LSD, and my mother said, "What's wrong with your eyes, Billy?" I said, "Nothing." And I ran up to my room and closed the door. You know, honest tea lies. You know, they make fruit drink and they call it tea. Your friendly mortician lies when he asks, "How you doing?" And you're thinking that he really wants to know how you're doing, but he really wants to know when he's going to bring your body in to drain its blood and make some money off you. You know, my ex once asked me, "Baby cakes, what do you think about when you make love to me?" I said, "Honey buns, I only think of you." And I said, "Well, what do you think of?" And she said, "Only you, baby." So we both lied. So let's see, what else do I have? You know, I was driving by a sex toy store the other day, and I didn't see anybody parked in the parking lot. And I said, "What's going on? Isn't anybody going in and buying strap-on dildos and black sheer stockings, all kinds of kinky sex?" No, they're saving money to pay the rent. Right? You know, I mean, you don't have any extra money to have fun anymore. Let's see. When guests come by for dinner, frequently, you know, people come by. We're having a dinner, and somebody has to go to the bathroom, so they go up to use the bathroom, and they wash their hands. There's a paper towel rack right beside, but no, they want to save the earth and not waste paper towel. So they walk over to my bath towel and they dry their hands on my bath towel. They don't realize that my bath towel has been drying my ugly body for weeks on end. And there are some parts to my body that I like to rub more vigorously than others because it feels so good. And they're rubbing their hands on it, you know? I don't know. I don't get people. I don't understand people. I live around cats, and I understand cats. Well, anyways, my time is running low, and I wouldn't have enough time to talk about my Jamaican vacation or dirty dicks. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.
Everyone, unmute yourself. Give it up for Catman Bill.
Was the perfect
That
time.
was good. That was good. The
You
comic
forgot to
relief.
mention how expensive those towels are too.
Oh shit.
Oh
Wait.
gosh.
Well, you
That
got to
was
watch
good.
out for the cat upstaging you next time.
I know. It's unwieldy at this point. It's gone crazy.
I love the hat.
Well, thank you.
Oh, it's your turn.
Yeah, you're amazing, sir. Really, you really tell jokes from a real place, right? Um, not not in an attempt to be funny, but just telling people funny ass things. There's a difference, right? Like when people are telling jokes, they are hoping they land, but you're just telling people real shit. It just happens to be funny. Like there's a paper towel right there, but you use my towel. You know where that towel has been? Many times. You know how long that towel been sitting there? Right? This is funny, right? It's a difference between people who work to be funny and people who are naturally funny, right? And you just all your work is just naturally funny. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate what you do. All right, we have reached the good luck round, and it's already past time. My apologies to my man Kid Kuza. Got to get him in, and we're gonna end the night with the youngest member of our community. All right, so she has time. She has time. All right. All right. So, we have 5 people on the good luck round, and all of them are just incredible. So just please prepare yourself. I know it's already late. I know that, folks. But these next 5 people are just gonna do something with your brain that you probably didn't know that you needed to be done. So let's get it. Coming up first, this cat just happens to be like one of the folks I love, like a lot in this world, man. He's been saving my life for a long time. He is just such a motivator. He's an educator. He's like, you would think this dude is Atlas at times because he carries the world, man. His students respond to him. His colleagues love him. He's just an incredible dude. And he loves what we do. And you can hear it every time he does it. For real, it's been too long. The one and only Bear Wolf, aka Mr. Oso Lobo, aka Propaganda Poet himself. Come on, man. It's been too damn long. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always, brother. Please take it away.
You can find me on the road somewhere. I didn't realize there was any theme tonight. I just missed y'all and I wanted to be here. I got a couple short poems, new shit. It won't be 4 minutes, so I'm going to talk some shit first. Thank you all for being who you are and doing what you do. And thank you for being here for each other and with each other and because of each other. Because the only way through is together. For real. Rumor has it San Antonio, Texas is Southern Pride next year. I don't know, man. I'm going to be there, and I wouldn't mind being on a team. But if I got to be solo, I'll do that. If I got to bring my own team, I'll do that. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, so I'm just going to do some poems. These are just some poems. That's all. Nothing, just, Department of Justice. Whoever's listening to the YouTube, these are just poems. That's all they are, just poems. And real quick, just so y'all know, I would never jump in the ocean and drown because I respect the ocean. So if you ever found me in the ocean, it wasn't me. I would never auto asphyxiate. So if they find me like that, definitely wasn't my doing. See what's from other things. I don't own any firearms. Just, some casual things I'd throw out there before I just do some poems. These are just poems. The most basic of algebra. Note, it is important to remember that x is a variable, a placekeeper, if you will, for an unknown. Thusly, when you solve for x, it means you found the only solution, that is, according to x. So if anti-x is negative, divided by the distance relative to the common denominator of x, whilst x is additionally actively fractioning any positive whole numbers to the nth degree, this forces us to carry the remainders. The transitive property, when properly applied, states if A equals B and B equals C, then A must equal C. Might it be that X creates its own problems so that it can present previously calculated solutions, never allowing the revolution the time, space, and velocity necessary to solve for Y? And so this is another short poem, just a poem, just a poem. Ode to your towers of Babylon, erecting protrusions, protecting your illusions. From the wake of festering forests, the dead trees still see you for all that you are. You think that you've come so far and you've mastered so much as your touch turns everything to shit, while all those downhill still somehow take the blame for it. See, you have no choice but to live in the sky. Since you left it all abandoned, piled so high, you try to never allow your feet to actually touch the ground. Yet, we are still around. We dead trees and hollow towns. Even when we think we're finally down, all we ever have to do is just stand up. Peace, love, and poetry, y'all. Thank you for encouraging my behavior.
I will always be that cat. Trust and believe it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Oso Lobo.
Yes, Bear.
Poet as fuck.
Thanks so much for coming in here tonight, boss. So just super to hear your voice in this space and feel it lit up by you. I gotta find out some way to trick you into coming here more often. I don't know. I gotta find out what your weakness is, something to lure you here. I really love this. I love this first poem, this kind of expository poem, because it just kind of disappeared in a puff of concepts, and it really did what really good poems I think should do is just create this kind of feeling of wonder and a kind of very dense mood, and you're kind of left sitting there just going, what the hell just happened?
You can sit right there.
And the Babylon poem, that line that really get me is the dead trees still see who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Bear.
Thank you all.
If you want to get to him, you probably have to tell his students to stop being inspired by him and writing such epic essays for him to grade, and it takes him days at a time. So yeah, he's just a whole walking inspiration to his students, and he shows up on this big ass hog sometimes, like doing the whole Southern California, just doing it all, man. Like for real, man. I love that dude. He is all kinds of amazing, and he is just like that in real life, man. Great to see you, Prop. Love you, man. All right. Coming up next, we're gonna end the night. We're gonna end the night with Nivea. All right. So you just hold tight. All right. Coming up next, I was in the room, I believe it was a couple weeks ago when this poet came through, and they just came through with this incredible rhyme scheme that I haven't heard in a long time. Because usually in my world, when people just rhyme, it can get mundane, right? But the way you use rhyme is important. And what I heard this poet do, like, damn, she is rewriting rhyme. And I want to hear more. So I'm looking forward to what she has to share with us this evening. The one and only Mary Jane in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It's great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Hey, everyone. This one does not rhyme. Okay. Protons are patient. They decay on timescales longer than empires, longer than memory itself. While you tear each other apart over pigment in epidermis and chromosomes folded like origami in cells. What's staggering irrelevance? The cosmic microwave background hums its 2.7 Kelvin hymn, a fossilized whisper from 13.8 billion years ago, and yet you drown it out with talk show debates about borders drawn by colonial accidents. You kill for this. Your hands write history in blood, then pretend the universe itself validates the lie. But the stars do not care. The stars burn indifferent. Do you understand how absurd that is? You are children bickering in the shadow of supernova. Space is not empty. It is stitched with dark matter filaments, gravity's invisible lattice that guides galaxies like beads on a string. But your vision collapses inward, a gravitational singularity of ignorance, a black hole of obsession with race and gender and politics, while the universe stretches toward heat death. Do you think the cosmos cares about your bathrooms, your borders, your paper-thin flags? Do you think the stars burn with rage because I like to eat pussy? Supermassive black holes swallow suns whole, tearing light itself into ribbons of gravitational agony while you gnash your teeth on Twitter about who's allowed to love whom. Do you not hear the absurdity? The vacuum of space is screaming with gamma rays, but your ears are stuffed with campaign slogans. The cosmic web stretches across eternity, yet you kneel at the altar of partisanship, worshipping puppets in red ties and blue ties, as if entropy negotiates with your political fallacies. It doesn't. It devours. Andromeda is barreling toward us, a galactic juggernaut designed to smash our fragile Milky Way into a storm of shredded stars. But instead of looking up, instead of marveling at the inevitable, you drag your eyes down, snarling about bathrooms and pronouns, waging wars in miniature while the heavens prepare to grind you into dust. You are stardust. You are star blood, iron in your veins forged in the cores of collapsing suns, and yet you shrink yourself down into tribes, into petty crusades, into cages of identity so small they wouldn't register on a plank-length ruler. Entropy is coming, its claws in every second, dragging you toward inevitable annihilation, toward the long, cold erasure of everything you ever were. And when the last photon sputters, when the final atom disintegrates into a grave of silence, the void will not remember your races, your genders, your politics, your pronouns. It will remember only that you had the audacity to be infinite and chose instead to be trivial. That a species clever enough to measure the speed of light chose not to look past its own reflection. Thank you.
So I see that you've been sneaking into Paul Skiff's stream, because this shit is cosmic, man, for real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mary J.
E equals MC motherfucking squared, y'all.
Take us to the stars.
Great. That was amazing.
The fact that you did it so like matter of factly, but with this like sweet, like quiet, mild mannered voice is crazy work. Crazy work.
It was fire. It was definitely fire.
Crazy work.
Yeah, like what LadyK saying, it was like he delivered this in this very casual way. It was heated, definitely heated, just the pace of it, and but you were like so nonchalant about it, and it's a really you can't gainsay this message about the the universe is indifferent. And it was really this poem about how ideas take over people and literally dehumanize them, right? They don't see with their own eyes, they don't hear with their own ears, they don't feel with their own heart, and they don't think with their own minds, because somebody shoved these fucked up ideas in their brains, and they do the seeing of the idea. They don't do the seeing of the human being they are anymore. And that's a really intense thing to convey in a poem the way you did.
That wasn't a poem, that was a lesson plan.
Yeah. It's also amazing that you're so young and reading now. I mean, I didn't read a poem until I was out loud until I was like 57. And I'm 64 now. So, I mean, it's amazing. And you're talented. You really are. Sorry, I'm done.
Yo, shout out getting the work in, right? I don't care when you get there, as long as you get there. I mean, as long as you get there. Every time I hear your work, Mary Jane, it almost sounds like you speed up your tempo to like 1.5 or 1.75, but that's just your natural, right? And then you always just give these matter-of-fact points that you twist into your matter-of-fact points. You said a black hole of obsession with race. Your paper thin flag. Kneel at the altar of partisanship. She mentioned photons, right? Like, come on. Again, y'all just doing this work this evening, man. For real. Like, shout out for just photons, protons, electrons showing up this evening. Like, come on. Like, the heavenly bodies are on display this evening. And I really, really can't thank you enough for making sure they show up in your poems. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Mary Jane. All right. Coming up next. So, and I've said this many times, like, this is why I install seatbelts, right? This poet makes me feel like I need a neck brace because she's always just snapping my neck with all this shit. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I thought I heard the best. And then she's like, no, that was last week. This week it's this now. For the folks who don't know, first of all, Spellbound in the building. This is Spellbound Slam Master, one of the best in the world. All right. Oh my God. She steps into the gladiator arena because it's fun, right? I don't give a damn about the roar of your crowd. I don't give a damn about what my opponent's blood wants to shed. I could care less about all of that. This is just fun for me. And she happens to just be so damn dangerous with it. The one and only Medusa Was Black in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hello. Good evening. Good night. Good evening. Whatever it is. I'm mainly on Instagram for poetry stuff. Medusa.was.black. I have a TikTok, but you're not gonna find poetry on there. You're only gonna find clothes and probably some lip sync rap battles. And whatever else could happen. But I have a poem. This is a poem. I haven't had time. I wrote this last Friday. So it's new. I'm sorry. I was watching Elemen2al. Okay, the poem is called My Adopted Mother Asks Me, What Is It Like to Give Birth? All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. A female horse that has never given birth is called a maiden mare. My mother told me how she and my dad tried to have kids, but they've always been the kind of people to recycle rather than litter, and I find it kind of funny. I was not a foal, filly, or folly. I was a deer adopted into a mare's world. I did not fear becoming a parent. My mother mothered the hell out of me. I can replace a headlight and not be struck in the middle of the street because of my mom, but my mom is a maiden mare. No womb widening or National Geographic biopic she signed on a spotted line with her hoof hallmarks. I am a doe who learned how to give birth to a fawn by doing it, by saying fuck the doctors who tried to schedule my son's first cry. They almost fumbled my Bambi before he could learn how to buck. My mother was a mare who took a deer under her wing, but I am not of the Pegasus bloodline. Look, a doe, a deer, a doe-eyed deer in the labor and delivery unit, confused because the doctors look like animal control. I told my mom that giving birth felt like a trap set by the ones who camouflage their hunting as being good sports, bringing bear traps to watering holes and calling them birthing canals. I want to ask them how they can lick salt with their tormented tongues, salivating over their charts. Did they forget their blinders were on? My mom might not have all the question or the answers to my equestrian questions, but I told her I was finally reconsidering giving birth again after meeting a stag who doesn't turn forked paths into pitchfork pity parties when staked out practitioners who have only known how to hold their horses until the gates swing open. Of course, they disregard how a fawn's primary defense is to curl up and lie completely still. We deer might have panoramic eyesight like horses. We might look like we pray to the same gods, but the lives that live in bodies like mine, used to being hunted for the fun of it, cannot bear birthing on our backs while our heads are mounted above the bed in the master suite of the homes owned by the first hands to hold our newborns like a christening. Being a deer, giving birth in a horse's America has easily had me spooked. It is a mad, mad world. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Good night.
And she's like, okay, I'm done now. Damn it. Unmute yourself, give it up for Medusa Was Black.
That's the first time I went overtime ever.
No one cares about the time. Not when you just destroying people's brains and shit. Like time
I was
is
like,
the
there's
least.
just a little bit left. It's just right there.
Always dope, Medusa. Always dope.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I really love your delivery. You have such a great delivery. First of all, you have this wonderful gift of the instrument of your voice. It has just very appealing qualities. I love the wordplay in the poem and the use of the songs to kind of switch up the pace and slow us down a bit. That is really very effective and engaging for a listener. And I only see society's kind of obsession with controlling women's bodies from the other side of that equation. So anytime somebody's going to speak a poem about that and their personal experience, that's instructive to me just to begin with. So thanks for getting back in here.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
So the problem is when you start the song, and a lot of people, will start a singing portion, and they'll be like, "Hey, I can't sing, but I'm gonna attempt to sing a song." Not your ass. You come in here and you just like, "Here's this song. I'm gonna work this into your brain like an eargasm." And then I'm going to hit you with all of these equestrian questions. Like, what? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I am not of the Pegasus bloodline? My mother mothers the hell out of me? Camouflage the hunting culligan sport. We're used to being hunted for the fun of it. Come on, man. Like this is what it's about. This is like you just inspire, you just energize, and that's really what it's about with your writing. And here's the worst part about it. She hasn't even mastered this poem yet. It's only gonna get worse from here. Like you only saw a tip of the dorsal fin come out of the water with this poem. Like you haven't even seen her go all apex on y'all yet. Like it's crazy. Crazy. Shout out Spellbound, for real. Like Medusa's just one of the best, for real. Appreciate you for coming through and doing what you do. Alright, 2 more. And we getting out of here. Oh yeah, Nivea, we still coming at you, but you're gonna close the show out. So you're gonna get the last word tonight. Coming up next, this dude, he puts in work. And I really, really dig that he takes the time, right? He takes the time from cultivating his features, to taking the time to cultivate how the whole process works. I just love poets who are poets. So coming to the stage with a whole gambit of poems, whether they are a full clothesline, a boot to the face, a tombstone, or the people's elbow. Brother, this brother's bad for real. Mr. Snapping to a Slam Jam himself, the one and only Dre Reyes in the building. Come on, man, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Oh, wow. Another Thursday, another blessed evening to be with y'all. Yeah, this is just great to vibe with y'all after a long ass work day. Couple quick announcements. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we got ourselves a Trauma Dump open mic going on. Be starting with a free ride from 8 p.m. to 8:45, and then the open mic will commence. Details are on the flyer that I posted earlier in the group chat. Also, this Saturday, as we do every Saturday, we got ourselves a Slam Jam, Slam Workshop, an open mic action for anyone to just vibe with special guest coach Mary Jane. So you dig what you're hearing from Mary Jane, you're gonna be digging. You're gonna be digging this Saturday, guaranteed. And for some reason, there was some birthday boy references. It's not my birthday. I just wanted to state for the record. November 9th, 1990. 8:07 a.m. Not July. But with that said, I got some poetry to just kind of gush with for a hot moment. Recent shit. It's called Thinking of You. As much as I wish to be sharing time and space with you, holding your hand, making constellations with our starry-eyed glances, there's an uncanny way you have at making me light up whenever I see darkness. Whenever the moon illuminates the midnight horizon, caressing the shadows with gentle glistening brushstrokes of gray, silver, and blue, my mind goes back to you. I love how the moon has a way of linking us together, as if we happen to be looking up at the same time, connecting cosmic dots to each other, whispering unspoken vows with our eyes. I like to think that this is a way to connect to each other. When nights are just way too busy for a chat, we look up and appreciate the celestial serenity simultaneously, sending a calming, confirming frequency. Anytime I'm encountered with spooky stuff again, my mind goes back to you and your admiration of the macabre and the unconventional. You find beauty in things the majority doesn't, and I find that beautiful. Souls have a way of finding each other in graveyards, and I can't help but feel that this is true with me and you. Anytime I see a cemetery these days, I'm whimsically daydreaming of photography walks on sacred ground, respecting the dead and being amused by what can be found through each other's perspectives, through shared passions. I yearn for this soul bonding, bridging from death to life, to be able to experience the same ecstasy of life in an orgy of energy with nature, tiptoeing through the tulips at a botanical garden. Anytime I see a flower, my mind goes back to you. How we have a way of blossoming through concrete. Deeply rooted, resilient, and adept at adaptation, we have had our ways to grow through this crazy thing called life. You've helped bring out the colors in me after I've once deemed my palette devoid. Here, have some photos I took from my morning walk. This is the closest I can get to giving you flowers from a distance. Hopefully this gesture can be a way to add some color in your life in return. Every time I see your last name or first name pop up for prescriptions for patients at my job, I can't help but feel a lightness in my heart that eradicates the heaviness of the stress of 3 call-outs on truck day. I just know that's just one surefire way to put a smile on my face. Anytime I hear Ice Cube's It Was a Good Day, Kansas's Carry On My Wayward Son, or a British accent. Anytime I eat olives and cheese, Sicilian style pizza, or diner food. Anytime I play Kingdom Hearts or Dominoes. Anytime I see monsteras chilling at a plant shop or a horror or Disney film. Anytime I smell a vanilla coconut fragrance, my mind goes back to you. These are just a few examples of my mind's way of assimilating the experience of having you here from afar, with a calming reminder that you're always here with me. Until I have you in my arms again, let me hold on to these brief moments of you. Poem. Thank you.
Yo. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dre Reyes.
Right on, Dre.
Well, like showing your range in this poem again. Just the really smooth, lingering delivery, which is, the stylings of a seduction poem. I like the sections where you're talking about all the love triggers, all the images and things that trigger you, centering your memories of the person. That made the poem really sort of tangible and kind of made it, brought it more out of the imaginary into the material in a really interesting way. As in the end, you kind of reveal it's a poem about bridging distance. And I think that's kind of a universal thing everybody can relate to.
For sure. I've told you many times before, be careful when you start getting into this mode. Be careful who you intend to share these things with, because they'll believe you. Because you just have a way of really kind of putting your heart into these poems, and it doesn't just come off as like this cheap off the rack kind of thing. You know what I mean? This is more of a tailor-made to fit kind of thing, and you just have to be careful, man, because of your delivery, because of the sincerity that you're delivering this with. It's extremely believable, man. So great work, as always. Great work, man. Appreciate you. Please continue to do what you've been doing with the Slam Jam. It's absolutely amazing. It's just really dope, man. Thank you for doing what you do and putting in the time, for real. All right. We are going to end the night with the youngest member of our community. So here we're going to come back a third time, right, to this table, right? This table is cooking this evening. Let me tell you, this table is hot this evening. Coming up next, this artist has been watching, listening, and learning. She has found herself on a few stages, rocking, not just with her dad, but on her own, because she is showing the world that she has her own voice, that she has something to say that the world deserves to hear. And we are here for it. So all the nerves that you might have right now, because this is not your first rodeo, ma'am, all the nerves that you might have right now, shake all that off. Because the world and the community is here to hear you. The one and only Nivea in the building. Come on, let these folks know what it is that you do and how you do it. It is great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
This is my first time writing this poem. This is go by somebody cared about who actually started start caring about. Do you ever had a place to call your home? Ever had family you thought you didn't care about? Do you ever have one person you care about in your life, but she was not really your sister, she was not really anybody you cared about, but she's actually your loved one. She's actually your sister from another mister. She's actually your sister you call your real sister, but we was not born the same day. But it don't matter, our skin color is not the same. It don't matter, we don't look alike. It don't matter what race we are. It matters how people treat us, because she's Mexican, I'm only black and white. People treat me different because I'm black and white. That means I can't say some words I can't. Yes, I can't say the N-word, but you should not treat me different from my sister. I should get some things from my sister. If you see me, I'm part of my sister, and you treat her racist and you treat me otherwise, I should get the same privileges of her, because look at me and look at her. We almost the same skin color, but we not. Only because I'm lighter and she's darker, they don't give us the privileges to talk back or cuss at you. Wait, I said to talk back to her, but we still argue, we still cuss because we sisters from another mister, from another mom, from another father. But you ever seen your dad pass away? Wait, not your real dad, your stepdad, your actually stepsister, her dad passed away on her. But no, you didn't tell your father, your real father. But do you ever have your grandma pass away on you? You ever had your mom pass away on you? No, because I had my stepsister had all that happen to her. Every night I cried in bed, dream about the next day it could come. Dream about the day who I'm going to grow up to be. But no, I'm growing up to be a young adult, 17, I'm growing up to be. And I'm about to be 17. But my dad always told me, make the wise choices. Don't make the dumb ones. Don't talk to boys. Don't do drugs. Don't do alcohol. But no, I didn't want to listen to that. But no, I have my sister. I want to be a hard-headed person. That's my piece.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Nivea.
Right on, right on.
Girl, good job.
Right on. Spit that stuff.
Pretty heavy stuff, girl.
Yeah, thanks, Craig, for getting your daughter on the mic again here, and thanks, Nivea, for showing up again. It's very instructive for somebody like me to hear a young person like you talking about all these intense complications a young person has to go through to navigate discovering their own self. It's really much more, it sounds like it's a lot more difficult than when I was your age. And there just didn't seem to be so many pre-given conflicts. Don't get me wrong, there were plenty of conflicts, but they didn't seem to be as complicated as the whole intense and dense field of conflicts that you have to go through. So I really encourage you to keep exploring poetry, because I think you yourself must have a sense now of how poetry is a really important tool for you to be able to negotiate your way through this part of your life. So I hope you keep coming here whenever you can and keep delivering these poems that, end up being very instructive to somebody like me. You have a lot of insights that I would not have a clue about if I didn't have contact with somebody your age who's gifted with the sensitivities to be able to process all this stuff and speak it.
Well, yeah, she was the one that wanted to come on tonight. She was like, see, you're not asking if I want to go on. It's like, I'll ask. I'll send a message over. Jeez.
Yeah, we're definitely going to make room for what you do. What I've learned, right, as an educator is the younger generation learns from the older generation, and the older generation learns from the younger generation. But here's the crazy part about that. When the younger generation learns from the older generation, it puts them at the forefront of their own generation because they're hip to the game. When the older generation hangs out with the younger generation, they're staying in the mix. You see what I'm saying? It works together. Now everybody's winning. Everybody is learning from each other, and that's how we move forward. That's how we all make each other better. Man, it has been an amazing night. Thank you, Nivea, for hanging out with us. Appreciate you, Nspiration, for letting your baby girl coming through and doing her thing. Listen, it's just been one of those nights, for real. So much going on in the world. Shout out my man RMT. Peace and love to my son. Rest in peace to my man Squiddy. It's just a lot going on. What's up to my little man Jax. It's just a lot going on, folks. Love on the people that you know. Remind the people that you know that you love them and how important they are to you. It's just so much. I want to thank all of you. Jedi Master, Nspiration, TMPM, Nivea, Joeski Sea, LadyK, Dre Reyes, Prop, Ike, Auntie April, Jessie Marie, Abraham Kimani, Alan Gary, Garland Thompson, and Mary Jane. And of course, I wouldn't be here without my man Kid Kuza. I appreciate you, sir. From here to whatever heavenly body is the North Star, I'm telling you. Y'all have been amazing. Y'all are the dopest community, the greatest community. Y'all keep saving my life every week, man. Make sure you plug in with the New Eureka Poets Cafe. Share the love. Support each other in all the things that we do. We're going to end the night like this until we meet again. May this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power. Inspire others. Energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week, peace and blessings.